Welcome in, everybody! It's time for some more Rocket League here with VESL. It's me, it's you, and it's, of course, not a dog named Blue, but we're going to get a clue as to the teams that are rocking and rolling here in day number 2 of our qualifiers set for the region. I'm Monkey Man alongside Chimako, and we're straight into group stage play. Chimako, I heard you guys had as much fun yesterday as we did. A lot of teams out here, and already Group M, it looks like they found who they want to progress, and Group N is trying to identify who's moving on.
A couple of teams that we have seen the schools yesterday. Not exactly these teams, because these players have not played anything at all so far. But yesterday we saw Adrical B. We also saw Garinger A. We saw a couple of these schools, and I was talking with Pyro yesterday. I'm so glad that we have all these schools, having multiple teams, because that shows that students really care about the esport, and the schools want to give them opportunities to be here.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a first banger as we go into Group N stage play, because we have Ardrey, Myers Park, Garinger, and Palisades. You're going to get a sample of each one of those teams, and 3 of those 4 teams actually did make it into the playoff in the previous season. Everyone looked at Ardrey to be the one that would hold the torch, because they did it for the past couple of semesters, but then they were felled in the semifinals by Olympic. So Ardrey obviously looking for that comeback story, and they want to do it against Myers Park, who still kind of had that fledgling program. And at Chimako, without any of the data really to kind of hold us down, everything is new per semester for high school. You got to think Ardrey really wants to prove themselves again here today.
Of course. Every single time that you had a big year, you want to do even better the next one, and I think that's the case. I remember, when I was in school, we didn't have esports back then. I'm an old timer, but we had varsity sports, and yes, when the newcomers, the players that come in for basketball, volleyball, whatever the sport was, they wanted to do better, than they did, or that their seniors did on the previous year. So Ardrey, they definitely want to do great today. And the B team didn't do so good yesterday. So I don't know if that's something that they want to avenge somehow. Who knows, right? Who knows? It's our high schoolers, so maybe they're not thinking that far ahead. But still, that's something that I will be keeping in mind.
It's very true. When I was in high school, I thought it was invincible, and there was never any other day than the day I was living in. So maybe some of these guys are looking to the future, maybe both academically as well as in this varsity sport. And I'm excited when it comes to the next semester, seeing some of that STEM academics be able to develop here as well. But our first matchup on the day is going to be Ardrey and Myers Park. And Myers Park last season, they ended up, I think, around like 2-5, 2-6. Didn't make that playoff, and really, you want to have that comeback story. Ardrey, they want to set the tone. They want to make sure they dominate this group stage play, make it an easy squeezy, lemon peasy to make it into the big bracket and secure themselves a nice front stage forward, especially into that bye. And you just got to not be the worst in your group. It sounds so easy, Chimako, but maybe it isn't,
Nah, I've been in that trap before, well, 3 of them pass, 75% chance. No, I'm end up in the 25%. But it happens. It happens. It's tougher, especially in esports, where the pool is humongous. And right now we have all state of North Carolina playing here for high school. So, we have 100 teams. That's a lot of players to be here. And 25 will go home. 75 will keep moving on. But, someone had to go home. By the way, we were talking about Myers Park. Maybe they were not so hot last time, but this time they have 2 players, two freshmen on the roster, Horizon and Human Hybrid. I don't know if they're going to have the same names here on the game. Probably not. But still, if they can come here and make some changes, it will be great. That's not the case. We had a first goal for Ardrey, and you were expecting this, right? This is a tested team, a team that we have seen before doing pretty well for themselves, and they start with an opening the net, only 12 seconds into the match.
Yeah, using that can opener, peel open the top of the can, and then just quickly showing Myers Park what is what. So Ardrey, these Knights stomping forward, and Barris, you're gonna have to grin and bear it, because that player is gonna be early and often on the attack, Chimako, and they already grabbed a second off this reset.
Yeah, he even went for the flip reset. He wasn't able to use the as best. Maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was all part of the plan, you know, make them think that I'm going to go for the reset and then allow them to own goal or something like that. I mean, sometimes these people surprise us. So I'm not going to say that he missed. I'm going to say it was something I didn't have in my map of possibilities.
It was just one of several outcomes, and they're like, you know what, I'll use this one too. But Myers Park, I think one of the biggest things they need to be able to accomplish right now is stem the bleeding. Stop the early shock and awe type of campaign that Ardrikel obviously wants to set up, and that big clear will give them at least a chance to do exactly that. There's going to be Pickle Pay Toon, who is looking for a floor pinch, and you mentioned it a little bit before, Chimako. You bring in freshmen to maybe give a fresh air, fresh look to your program, and Myers Park, a few learning curves going on with them right now, but Ardrikel, they are set to take advantage. They want to take that good first step here in group stage play.
Let's see. I mean, so far they were not doing so hot in the first minute, but right now their defense is looking a little bit stronger. You can see the people just being more aggressive, a little bit faster, and not allowing such easy shots from Ardrikel, which, I mean, that's all you can do right now, because Ardrikel definitely had a lot of mechanical players here on their squad. You can tell how they are flying around. They are, moving from off the wall, which is something, that a little bit the higher players do. If you're brand new in the game, you're not going to be doing that stuff. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. It's still too early to gauge how good both of these squads really are, but you can tell Ardrikel has some skills.
Yeah, Ardrikel, obviously, they're sending up two players, and they're kind of leaving one back and just turning it into a midfield contention. There's been some good demos, though, so far by Myers Park. Able to find at least a couple by I Love My Jackie Chan, and you know what? I have to agree. I do, too. I love plenty of those movies, but they're trying to turn this one into a film featurette. They'd love to have a repeat watch of, again, the midway mark of game number 1, a shot on target. One of the few threatening, and open net suck. I agree with that. Look, everyone's just talking to us, Chimako, through their names.
What? Okay, so I was looking into the spreadsheet that we have here, and Horizon Chan should be I Love My Jackie Chan, one of the freshmen, and also Human Hybrid God must be the Sneaky Eagle is. Ego is? How? Ego?
I think.
You think he is or he's not? Okay, so those two should be the freshmen. That's what I was looking for here on today. And I mean, again, so much better here. Myers Park after that first minute. After that first half minute of the match, because that's when the first 2 goals came in. But right now, I mean, they're looking solid here on the halftime of the game.
Yeah, and it's honestly, they're looking at a threat just nearby. You do have one surrendered all the way back, and because you have the depth that goes into many of these programs, varsity esports kind of selections for their teams, you have a widespread selection of who and like what rank and who's kind of that veteranship. So Myers Park still trying to learn better as they employ the 2 freshmen that you're going to make a note of for them. But the damage was done in the first, half minute, maybe just a little bit more, and Ardrikel has otherwise been pretty patient with the forthcoming counter for Myers to develop. But with 1 minute to go, though, Chimako, it doesn't seem like Ardri has been ever too uncomfortable, and this one should be in the bag as long as this score is to stand.
Watch out, Jackie Chan might do something here. He's going strong on that one. No one to oh man, they needed someone, and they double committed here on this ball. So you see Myers Park a little bit undecisive as to whether to go for the plays or wait a little bit longer. It seems like Jackie Chan is the one going strong, and he tried to block that ball and put it right on the net to get the dog. The pass is good here. Oh my God, what a play here. Pickle, what? Can I say this? Pickle? I don't want to say the rest. Is that fine? Is that fine? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm too scared of saying something wrong here.
Was it Pickle Pay Toon? I think.
Pickle Pay Toon. Okay.
Pay Toon. I want to think that's Peyton, because I think we had a Peyton last season for Ardrikel, but we just call him Pickle because they've definitely put Myers Park in a pickle. And
yes.
You know, I love the confident as well as respectful response, because as soon as Myers Park with Jackie Chan started looking to threaten, they came back, they counterattacked, and they got that 1-2 smack that ultimately buried them under 3. So just a few seconds remaining. Myers Park, game number 1 is going to go over to Ardrey Kell, and they're going to be looking for answers on the other side. And as a reminder to everyone, these are best of 3, so that already puts Ardrey Kell on match point.
Good effort. I think Myers Park was caught off guard here a little bit, and they didn't play as strong as they can. I think Jackie Chan was showing up a lot at the end of the game, and maybe his teammates could be more upfront in some other situations, help him out a little bit more. So that hopefully they can talk it out here in this minute that they have. But Ardrey Kell, I mean, just doing everything right, attacking when they had the opportunity. The passes were great, and not overcommitting at any single point of the match.
Yeah, honestly, I think one of the biggest wins that we could get out of Myers Park is that simply to not surrender goals inside the first minute. I think that so many teams get caught on their heels. They're like, all right, guys, wiggle the sticks. We're good to go. The wheels are turning, and hey, we're scored on. Okay, that was bad. Let's just not do it again. Oh, it happened twice. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can start with zeros for 60 seconds, that is going to cool down everything and force solid standard rotations. And that could be the big win that Myers Park is, in fact, looking for. And so we're going to be going between not just this match as well, Chamaco, but also Garinger and Palisades. So we're going to be trying to give you a showcase between each of these games and give you kind of that solid look. And like you were talking about a bit ago, I'm going to keep harping on it. We're going to be seeing B and C teams, which means we could be seeing even more developmental ranks. And I need to know, you're already up there, but like it's kind of more to like learning the game at that status than it is just kind of being in that top 1% position.
Yeah, and I mean, at this age, these guys have so much potential, right?
Oh, yeah.
They can grow so much. So maybe you're a C team today, and then next season you're gonna be on the B team or the A team or whatever. Maybe they have you on C team so you can improve the other 2 guys. I don't know. I mean, whatever. It could be the strategy for the school, but yeah, we saw some pretty good C teams and B teams yesterday. At some situations. So I wouldn't be too surprised here to see Garinger or Palisades do show up some Rocket League, that they can do ball a little bit here in VESL. So yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit longer, right? Do we?
We got a little bit of time before that one's getting set up. So we appreciate you guys being patient with us. And thank you, Chamaco, for copium for middle school me, because I was on B team for football until A team in 8th grade. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I was there to make everyone better. But I also grew like 4 inches over the summer from one year to the next. So maybe that's also why. So
maybe the fingers get better,
That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They grow giant muscles. You flex and like the little muscle thing comes up. But it is about being able to play with your fellow students as well as the program. And I love that we get to see these teams, especially because from CMS, that's where these guys come in divisionally. And they were with us for the inception of that original league into VESL. And you're seeing that growth. Hey, we maybe got dunked in the previous season, but we're here to continuously play. And it's kind of rough when you do it against the previous number 1 seed, but that also presents a lot of weight that they have to carry on their shoulders too.
And I mean, it's all about getting better and learning from the experience. And we were talking with Pyro yesterday about frustration, that it is very frustrating to get dunked and just beat by better competition, but at the same time, learning to deal with the frustration is such a big skill, right? And this is such a good thing to learn, even in a gaming tournament, right? People think that you don't get anything from gaming, but yes, you do in this situation. So I will argue with anyone that this is a very valuable lesson for anyone. If you can get at least that from a beating, then you're doing really good. Oh my God, that's going in. It was so close.
And it was so very close. And I very much wholesale agree. If you're able, for some of these students, this is actually some of their first time doing any kind of competition. And when you come at it with this kind of execution, well, then you've been practicing just right. That turned from team pinch and clear into an opportunity that Zummy did not give up on. It was Immune who was trying to get at least a takeaway, but they ended up dishing it up, and the Palisades took it.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Immune. Obviously on the wrong end, but yes, they took it. And it seems like Zumi is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I mean, he went for the pinch, then he continued on the play. He was there for the pass from the opponent, right? But I mean, he's doing a lot. It seems like he can do more than he's showing so far mechanically. I'm gonna say that at least.
Yeah, it looks like he's just kind of a smart fella out there. So I want to see maybe if they're hiding something behind that tinfoil hat they're currently wearing, as there's a lot of gizmos out here. I just realized this is full team coordination, and then try hard G2 over from Immune. They're trying to be able to take a snapshot. Ends up being found by Peace Control, I think is how that is said, and then immediately turned away. Unfortunate. Z's puts them to sleep. Palisades finds a second.
Yeah, the gizmos are way better than maybe it might seem from a not very sharp eye looking at this. All I'm saying is you don't need an Octane to do good. Okay, you don't need one of those cars to do great. So these guys on gizmos are all just showing the spirit of the school with the same car. I enjoy it. I like it.
I have a friend that has 72 presets. They're good with every car in the game, and these Palisade Pumas are currently good with every blade of grass on the back goal line that Garinger is giving up. And again, this is Garinger C and Palisades B. Garinger actually had a nice run into the playoffs as well last season, coming in as the number 7 seed. So you know that this program in particular is also ready to support many of its students. Need Zumi, though they need a little bit of accuracy to correct that one as it goes far side posts. And not to be forgotten, Palisades, they also made a deep run into the playoffs. So both these squads, both these teams coming in with a lot of experience from other students that they're trying to build upon.
And the schools, I mean, at least for Palisades, I think they had other esports as well, not only Rocket League. So kudos to them. I mean, my appreciation as a non-student right now, far from being a student right now. But yes, I mean, every single time that I see a school that it's putting effort, putting resources into developing their students in non-academic, in this case, gaming programs, I appreciate it. What a save by Immune. That was tough. That's something that you have to really be patient and just not break anything. I mean, just move very carefully with your hands to get the save that you needed. And that was one that I thought Nitsumi was gonna nail on the net, but he couldn't figure it out and wasn't able to get the fourth one here. But still, with a very comfortable lead for Palisades with only 1:35 on the clock.
A solid defense for Palisades is a fourth running offense, just moving downhill, forcing Garinger C to be kind of stuck on their heels more often than they want to be. They've already gotten their 3 goals. A big clear by Peace Control. That's going to go to the backboard, and they're going to commit a second man to this. Peace Control then goes all the way back, looking for at least some semblance of possession, but it gets away from them as everyone starts to hop, skip, and jump into the middle of the pitch. Zumi needing a demo, trying for a bump. They take the ball, and they get it past 2 double Z's, looking for at least a chance to get around the last defender. But the minutes coming on up in Palisades, just stinging down against Garinger, and they're just keeping them trapped on this back half.
Garinger trying to get fancy, going for the wall, doing that. I mean, it was the right idea. The execution was not the pass in this case. Now, a little bit of a dribble here. What is he going to do? He's going to try to pop it over the defender, over Xavier, but it was a little bit too late for that one. Xavier gets it clear, keeps bumping, go for the pass, but the demo was good to avoid the shooter. It was a great demo. I mean, a wise way to use the demo to actually avoid attacks from your opponents. Nitsumi now moving forward. The pass is ZZ, double Z's, and he got the 4th one for Palisades.
That'll be another to add to several Z's. If you count them up, I guess we got 4 Z's on the board, and Peace Control just looking for a chance to get back in time, and it's not going to be found. So Palisades, it's pretty much secure unless we have the most just insane implosion that Rocket League has ever witnessed, but I doubt that they're going to at least commit that kind of folly. In fact, they're going to try and build upon it. A big save by Peace Control. I like the dig. Well, 10 seconds to go. Going to be digging out of this hole that they've been buried into, looking to game number 2, and Palisade Pumas did the work necessary, got the job done.
Very impressive. I mean, these guys in the B team and doing that much damage. I wonder how the A team actually looks, if it's even better than what they're showing here on the B side. Very strong, very strong. It seems like Garinger didn't have anything for them offensively or defensively, to be honest with you. So very strong showing from Palisades. I think we're jumping now to RD Kelly. Yes, RD Kell, I'm sorry. And Myers Park here back.
Ardrey Kelly is Ardrey Kell's best friend, I think. I don't know.
Yes.
But I think one thing that you and I agreed on is that Jackie Chan really was that fourth running offensive, at least the hope on the horizon for Myers Park. Already, you see them getting active a lot sooner, and then it's a bit of a sneaky egoist that is trying to sneak their way into the midfield and cut off some of these rotations by Ardrey Kell. So already down 1. At the midway mark of game number 2, a game win here secures the series for Ardrey Kell and gives them a nice 2-0 to look at in group stage play. But Myers Park looking for ideas to start developing, and then it becomes ping pong ball between them all.
And you mentioned about Myers Park to avoid getting gold in the first minute. Well, they actually did it for a little bit, but now they have 2 against them on the scoreboard, which is not ideal. Berries with a nice touch, just putting the ball over the defender and allowing his teammate to finish the play. Excellent by Ardrey Kell. Again, I'm not surprised anymore, but I'm still very Wait, what happened? That wasn't Jackie Chan.
Okay. High jump kick. Wait. Bit of math. Then from the midline and oopsie doopsies. Okay. You know what? Sometimes the drunken master infects others with that same kind of touch. So Myers Park will find one in some way, form, or fashion. Ardrey Kell maybe working for a bit of content here at Chamaco, and now Myers Park is looking to take advantage, and Jackie Chan actually gets all the way to the top level there, forcing them to have to work a little bit harder for this clear.
Yeah, Jackie Chan forcing some rumble in the Bronx here. Hopefully you got that one. Did you? Yeah. No? Okay, I tried.
Not quite, I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought you had more of the Jackie Chan knowledge here in this situation, but that's fine. Okay, we're catering here for high schoolers, so probably none of them got that one. So that's cool. Yeah, open net Sox moving forward, just trying to control the ball by himself. He was actually going backwards for some reason, and I think it was open net Sock, the one that actually owned goal. So I am a bit confused with him, the strategy that he's employing, but regardless, the team has the advantage so far, and with only 1 minute left, that's all they need. Keep the advantage here to actually win the series. And that's gonna be another one by Pickle Payton. I
think it's Paytoon. I want to say that they just added an extra O to Payton, but either way, Pickle Paytoon, they're paying off regardless based on some effort, and yeah, they find a third and just are looking good enough for this first series to be secure, and they're going to be trying to dominate here in group stage play. Pickle finds yet another one in Myers Park. Well, it was close until this breakaway began.
Man, but it hurts that it was a kick-off goal. And by the way, I mean, it was up front. Like, both of them were up front. And for some reason, the player from Myers Park didn't boost at the right moment. Something. I mean, it's very tough to actually get that one and score that way. So, again, a little bit confused here. But regardless, Myers Park on a tough track right now. They're trying to go for the passing play, dropping down that one. Pickle Payton will move forward with the ball. One car guy, I mean, trying hard. He's trying to be there for the ball, but just too many blue cars. I mean, they're all over. He's trying to. It's like on a crossing and try to get across and move forward, but everyone is on traffic, so you can't move anywhere. That's how it felt. Like he was actually trying to move and get to the ball, but every single time that he was about to do so, another blue card or another blue card. So no way he could move anywhere. 10 seconds left here on the match. It's gonna be Pickle Payton trying to go for a double tap. He goes for the pass. Open net Sox doesn't do anything. It's gonna be Jackie Chan with the last one, maybe. a little bit too late for that one, but still exciting goal.
Yeah, high jump kick, finds it right over open net into, guess what? An open net. So, able to at least get another one to add to their goal total for Myers Park. And unfortunate, I feel Mooncar guy's conundrum, because it's exactly like me trying to pull across a double yellow line on a busy street, just getting out of fast food. So, job well done, Ardrikel. Getting the job done here with the first series on the day. They're going to go 2-0 into it, dominant fashion, and I don't think there's any less expectation from them. They're going to need to continue being consistent as we run through groups. I think there's a lot of eyes on Ardrikel to try and bounce back into the semester and into brackets into Thursday.
However, Myers Park didn't look that bad. They had some really good moments, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually managed to win a few matches here on the group and not get eliminated. They had some solid mechanics in some of the situations, so I am not badly impressed with them at all. But Ardrikel, definitely the stronger team here. If they continue this way, we might be able to see them some other day other than today. Remember that today we're watching a few of the groups. Yesterday we had some action. We also have some action on VESL GG if you want to go there and see some other the high schools playing here. But we're going to stick with the groups that we have today and the teams that we show. We're going to complete all the groups, all the matches within their groups, and we shall know who's eliminated and who stays here with us further away on the tournament.
And it's also been cool to also see the sample size across the entire state of North Carolina, because you have the coastal, you have the foothill region, you have everyone kind of, there's some independence. And I know there's still a lot of teams that are still trying to kind of say, hey, we're here. It's not just CMS anymore. And I totally get it. We're going to get a lot of CMS teams today, but we're going to be finishing to the next one as well, as we have Palisades and Garinger coming up into their game number 2. But if you're curious about who else is going to be here, at least on VESL GH, which it's not the B stream, it's just the other stream. We've got North, we got Lexington versus Cab Tech. We've got, I believe, Surrey and Lincolnton, which at least that B team and the A team will be present here today. And that was last season's state champion. So you got to know that there's a massive kind of microscope putting everything on focus here. But Palisades, they want to keep up their winning ways, and they find their first goal in 14.
Easy for them. Nitsumi, just high flying action here and getting that goal. So, Monkey Man, I'm sorry about that one. Yes, Nitsumi just being that good. He's the one that we were saying before. Maybe he's better than he seems, and right now he's seeming pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, Nitsumi is just been so consistent and really kind of enables the rest of their team. I think that you and I have seen a great amount of players that have been able to really kind of open chances for their squad, especially like just across the pro scene, across the collegiate scene, and then you go down into high school, it is no less different. I mean, you compare it to traditional sports as well as esports, and you're always going to have people that are going to have your team just feel better, be confident, and that's what we've seen by Nitsumi, and then ZZ just does the math.
So another goal here for Palisades. ZZ getting that one, and 2-0 early lead for Palisades. We saw it before. Garinger wasn't too good against them. They were not able to get too much done, and it seems it's going to be the same thing here. And Nitsumi going for the double tap, triple tap, 4 tap, and going for the passing now for ZZ. Double Z's was not able to do it, and we were told that it is ITIS. ITIS? How do we call peace control?
I think so. We got added about this. Apparently it's ITIS, but it does say peace control. I will not be taken aback by this. I said peace control. It says peace control, but it does say ITIS up there. But we can go with either one. I don't think they'll mind, because at this point, Garinger, they're trying to find at least steps in the right direction. I think defensively, they've made Palisades have to poke and prod at a few extra places. And it has been, I think, both Immune and Peace Control that have been looking for more opportunities. That one's going to be a massive clear. But The third, who I sometimes forget about because of ZZ and Nizumi, is Xavier. And they've been doing pretty good to just keep everything upfield.
Don't forget Xavier. He's my cousin, the 09 clan, over there. So
nice.
Yes, that's it. No, not a cousin at all, but the 09, it's always a part of the family. So, regardless who you are, if you got an 09, I will treat you like family. That's
09 gang.
Yeah, it's how I roll. It doesn't matter. So Fab with a clear here. Zumi, I like it. I mean, I like how Zumi, instead of going with a strong shot, that was great by Iris. Peace control with the block, with the dunk over Nizumi. I will say that I like how Nizumi wasn't hitting the ball very hard. He kept it close to himself. The thing is, he let it a little bit too loose. He needed to keep it a little bit tighter so he can control the ball. But good action, good thinking, not hitting the ball very hard and not giving it away just with the clear.
And even with good execution, there's always improvements that can be made. And you've been seeing, how they can just take control, especially whenever Peace Control is able to lay it up. No, Peace Control went for at least the change up, and it's been Nizumi who just hands it around some of these perimeter plays, and ZZ who is so trusting in them. Why not be? Because it's been not free nets, but at least 50-50s, and they've been coming out on the higher percent of each one of them. 2 minutes to go here at Chamaco, and Palisades reassert a 2-goal lead, and they're trying to secure this first series into a 2-0 as well.
They got a little bit more serious, it seems, after Geringer actually got 1 goal. It seems to be that way. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm looking too much into it. But seems like ZZ now going for the ball, as much as he can. I'm not going to say ball chasing too much because you see a back pass there. But yeah, watch out for this one. It's an open net. Nizumi needs to actually hit it, and he was able to use the crossbar to get the clear on that play. Very well done. Xavier not getting the hit that he needed. ZZ with a lot of trouble, and Fab just waiting a little bit too much. He didn't have enough in the tank, so he was undecided to go for the ball. But with the remaining time on the clock and the deficit that they have, they actually need to go for those balls. They can't be waiting too long for Palisades to do whatever, and then they react. So they actually need to impose the action here with the remaining time on the clock.
They didn't make it very uncomfortable for Palisades to feel like these are free opportunities upfield. And one thing that we've been seeing a lot more is Xavier 09 gang. They've been moving upfield with some earnest effort. They have been leaving the net, and they've been kind of staying in that back third as more of a role sort of assignment. This is a winnable challenge. Immune just can't get it around. I think that was ZZ, but this has been Geringer pressing the attack, and Palisades are actually having a hard rotate onto that back goal line.
This is something that we didn't see at all in the first match, and maybe throughout the first 40 minutes of this game, we didn't see it as well. It was all Palisades attacking, and now very good pressure by Geringer Z. It seems like they said to themselves, well, we don't have any more time here on the clock. We're going to do something. Well, you should have done something a little bit earlier because your pressure is pretty good. I mean, they can actually do a lot of damage here with the pressure that they're putting into the orange side of the net. However, with the clock ticking down with only 5 seconds on the clock, they're not going to be able to come back from the deficit, and it's gonna be Palisades B win here on the second match, and this gives them this series.
Let me just say, shout out that we went to Neon of all maps. I have not been to that one in a long time, Chamaco. I saw it once. We had a techno party there, and then I left, never to be there back again. But a 2-0 sweep does go over to the Pumas. Palisades is able to grab their first group stage win. And Geringer C, like you were talking about, I think that there's a lot more to them that could be maybe developing over time as we get to see more groups. And I think that there's a lot of promise and potential for those players. But anything before we go to a break as we get more matches coming on the way?
I agree with you with Geringer Z, and with such a great Geringer A team, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they improve a lot. But yes, let's take a quick break, and we shall see more action just in a few minutes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're getting into our next match of the day. I'm Hail Monkey Man, still in the booth alongside Shamako, as we've got Cab Tech A and Lexington High B. We're getting into some Group Q stages, as we'll be checking out everyone in those groups. But otherwise, there's a lot of teams that are still trying to strut their stuff, and Chimako trying to devise where the height of this competition goes, and this one seems to be at a much greater level.
It does. It looks great, and one of the things I mean, immediately caught my attention is that Lexington High has a player named High Lex. What's up with that? What's up with that, Brayden? Thank you for that one, because it was a tough ice to break, but thank you for that one. Okay, so Brayden actually gathered the pass from his teammates. I think it was Blue Frontier did the pass, and then Brayden putting it on the net. Lexington High down, but the High Lex 16. I mean, how do you do it, dude? How do you do it? That's beautiful.
Oh man! So one big thing is that we saw so much of this aerial play kind of coming up early, and I think that's something that Lexington has been surrendering too much floor space. Sad River will cry them in one extra as they fill the back net with yet another shot, and it's just winning over the midfield. And Lexington High kind of evaporated from the kickoff.
Yeah, and I think they have a player that was supposed to be on the back end and should have been able to hit that one. Maybe jitters, maybe scared. Well, I mean, we have to talk about it. This is high schoolers they are not pros. Yeah, we're used to seeing RLCS a lot of players that are 15, 16, 17-year-olds, which are high school students basically. But I mean, they play this game in tournaments every single time. At this, I mean, the players that we are seeing here in the schools, they are not that caliber, and they maybe are not in tournaments most of the time, but they don't have that much experience. So maybe being on stream and being on a tournament, it gives them that jitters, and they are not able to perform as well as they might be on ranked, for example, online. That said, Cap Tech A is not having any issues. They're looking strong so far. They're looking really good, at least in the offense now. They're having a little bit of trouble on the defense, but quickly trying to get the clear, and it's not happening. Sad that River just not being able to do so. Blurry, a little bit of blurry on that one. Couldn't see the ball and couldn't get the touch that he needed.
Matching the pixelation to go along with it.
Yeah.
But that Captech A have been able to take care of business so far, and a fourth one will finally be denied as the shot seemingly wanted to peer its way through the veil. But Lexington High has been able to find what accumulates to at least a defensive effort, but it's not without some extra effort by Brayden, who aimed to turn the perimeter. The first couple of minutes are trying to quickly tick-tock off the clock. Lexington High have been trying to at least save up a few dollars for the high premium of working to purchase this clear, and they have not been able to win it as of yet.
Another shot that's open net. Oh, that was so close. It was on target, but the crossbar decided to go down a little bit and not allow that shot to go into the net. Captech, I mean, they're not suffering at all, but for that, they're still hanging on with a 3-goal lead, so they're completely fine. But that was a 1 goal to see, and now new gamer account getting that one over the defense, just stealing the ball and moving as fast as he could. Did you see Blue Frontier just trying to be there? He had the right idea, once again, right idea, but the execution was a little bit poor and allowed New Gamer account to get the goal.
They went for the assumed 50. They were already kind of pre-jumped into it, and then that allows so much more of a purposeful position to come out of that strike shot. You have Blurry that is running from one side to the next, and now they're trying to make use of lateral space, and it cannot be forgotten. Lexington High, they came out just as hot as they could against Cab Tech, and Cab Tech is the A squad, the varsity squad for this high school. So Lexington High has pretty much a high hurdle to have to overcome, but they've at least been able to put one imperfect mark onto that scoreboard against them as Cab Tech look to now press in, and Lexington are finding more of those clears they were desperate for, well, I guess before in the game.
And they may have the opportunity here to go for the pass, but Brayden stopping that one. Good second touch. That River moving forward, just trying to control the ball a little bit, maybe going for the pass. Couldn't be done. Nice shot here going into the net, and Blue Frontier actually getting the fourth one for Cap Tech A.
I am so afraid of seeing that goal explosion in ranked, because that will clearly destroy my GPU. There is no way that I will have a PC after that thing happens. So I will continue my nonstop streak of not playing ranked. We will stay away, but a fourth does not stay out, as a fifth is tried by Cab Tech. And though they work from the side of the stripes, Lexington finds a massive push. Flurry has been really that shining light in the dark for the squad. And new gamer account, I want to know what kind of either nefarious or clever being exists behind them, because right now they're looking for the finishing fall on that. But with 1 minute coming up, it may be too high of a hill to climb here, Chimako.
It might be. I mean, Lexington High is not looking too bad. They're having good moments, but the thing is that they are too far down on the match to actually do some damage here. And with only 1 minute left, I mean, 3 goals in a minute, it's hard, it's tough, and even tougher with against the teams as good as Cap Tech A is looking right now. So with the amount of time, I mean, I wouldn't feel too bad if you get a goal. Is a good thing for the next game, because this is a series, and who takes the next goal is Cap Tech A. I was talking about Lexington High, not Cap Tech. Cap Tech, you already had 4 and now going 5, so you don't need more. Feeling good here at this moment. But Lexington High, they really do need that extra goal if they can do it, so they can have some high hopes for the next match.
Yeah, I hope, you have Lexington that there's sometimes just that tiniest bit, or maybe more huge differential that kind of comes in. But Cab Tech also knows that as much as they've secured the majority of a win, they keep throttling forward and they keep just going for many of these extra efforts. And with 15 seconds remaining, Cab Tech looking very sure of themselves. They did the damage early, double commit from Lexington. There's gonna be a lot of coaching moments that really kind of come into this squad, and that's what you hope the most for. Game number 2 will be on the way for us, Chimako, but Cab Tech, they grab the opening lead here in the series, and oh man, I love it whenever they just all corral together. Braden giving a freebie.
Just Braden, the only one that stopped that point, and he actually got this goal. It's like, I don't want to do anything else. I don't mind. I don't care about it. And well, yep, you get the goal still. Okay, you're still in the play. Either you want it or not, it doesn't matter. So Cab Tech. I mean, I think you mentioned this team. You saw it before. How strong they were last season. Am I right about this?
I believe this. So this is one of the only ones I've not seen, because this is from one of our newer divisions. Lincolnton, though, is coming up, and I think they are in the same group. So that's going to be a fun sample size. And I mean, knowing what we just saw with Cab Tech, they are fated to go and face off against Lincolnton later on. And I think that's going to be an interesting kind of matchup to really kind of find that true measure against.
Yeah, see 2 high-level teams playing this early in the tournament. That's exciting, because yesterday we didn't have that much of that. I mean, at least on this stream, I don't know on the GG if you guys did get some high levels. I think we did see some even matches, but they were not extremely high level, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, there was definitely some 2v2s that became 11-0s. I think that's pretty even. I don't know, pretty high level, or high scoring at least. There was there was JT Williams and a South Mech that we thought would be competitive, and then we thought otherwise. But at this point, we've seen some comebacks. There was a couple. I think it was actually Edgecombe versus Northside who had the comeback in game number 3. So that was pretty dope. But this is just the nature of the beast. And Blurry making use of the entirety of the pitch, and they actually find the first lead here for Lexington.
That was a good play here. Just waited for the right moment to go for the attack, and just a little bit of a touch to be able to put the car underneath and then move the ball sideways to get that goal. Very nice play by Blurry. And I keep saying it, I see good things about Lexington High. It's not like they're completely overpowered by Cap Tech. I don't feel that's the case. Maybe Cap Tech just really had a very good first match, and Lexington were not as high. Maybe Lexington low, but I feel like in this second match, I mean, they're looking strong at the beginning of the game.
It's at least the first minute, and sometimes that's both a real defining sort of definition of who they are, and sometimes it's just a misnomer. And I think you and I, we've seen a lot of game 1s get out of hand, and in best of 5s. This is best of 3, so you have the same kind of maybe outcome, but it's got to be a very tight outlook since you only have 2 games that really can matter the most. Sad River turns on this, and that's really the one that kind of takes the defense by surprise. No one ready to clear it early or tie it up at 1.
A lot of credit for Sad River for going to that one. I mean, the way he positioned himself, the breaking was great, the movement. We don't talk about that enough, but that's a big part of the game. Just being able to make those transitions very fast in the match. And Sad River now with a kickoff and just beating anyone. This one is tough for the defense. You know, whenever the kickoff goes that way, because you are already going for the boost or moving forward a little bit, but you're not expecting the ball to go that far back behind you. So I mean, the attacker always have the upper hand on those situations, and I mean it's just a tough one. But good one on Cap Tech. They already have the lead after being trailing on the first minute.
Nice comeback by Cabtech, and getting tested at least a couple times. Flurry comes from the backboard, and this one will be Cabtech again corralling all of Lexington High into their own goal line, and not been able to at least find some open green grass for a while. Big demo that'll clear out some space, but again, both defenders are still staying all 4 wheels to the ground. High Lex from Lex High trying to at least elevate, and they're assisted by that new gamer account. It becomes a 3v1 upfield. Blurry at least tosses it to the corner, but they don't have an immediate follow-up. They send a double commit up into it, and now his new gamer account isolated on an island, and yet the offense is still trying to peek around from the outside.
Yes, somehow Lexington High survived that one, but they're not going to survive this one. Definitely not. That was a great pass, and he finished by Sad River. Sad H River. Blurry not being able to control the ball, and his teammates, they were confused. They thought that Blurry was going to have the ball and move forward, but he missed and then left him in a tough spot. Sad River getting the 3rd goal for Cabtech. Cabtech, looking strong as they did on game number 1. Lexington still having ups and downs. It seems like they're still trying to figure out what's the best place out for them and move forward. But just a lot of confusion sometimes in their plays. Like this one again, like it seems that they were expecting someone to get the clear and move forward, but you see the double commit there, right? Blurry was expecting his teammates to actually move forward and go for the ball. He got a little bit desperate and decided, okay, I gotta go and do something about it. But that was not the best idea at that moment. And Cap Tech just keep getting a bigger and bigger lead with only 2 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, that particular moment as well, I think that they were thinking, all right, it's going to climb and just kind of roll around on the wall. But the extra effort by the assist into that corner is really what did them dirty. So when you have both defenders kind of staring at it and both assuming what's going to happen, then that's going to turn into exactly what it does. So with 2 minutes, Lexington High, they've had brief moments really built around Blurry here in game number 2 in order to keep them competitive. And the challenge game, that's also been much of the same. That keeps them nipping at the heels of Cab Tech. Blurry, a little bit off on timing. Again, this is going to be tossed by the outside wall. This is going to drop into the top of the box, but New Gamer account is able to at least fight tooth and nail for a clear.
And there's something to be said about Blurry being maybe a little bit over in skills from his teammates. And sometimes a player that has better skills don't know how to play with with his teammates. He's expecting something from them and they're not delivering because I'll be good one by Larry. Thank you so much for going on that one. Just waiting for the pass and catching it. That was a banger. That was such a strong shot on the upper 90, getting the second goal for Lexington. They're still alive. I'm not gonna say anything else, but they are still alive.
It's on life support, at least in this first matchup into group stages. But I'd like the assist on that one. That was glued to the hood of New Gamer Account's car. And then they're able to kind of drop it into Blurryville, if you will. But unfortunately, we're going right back to the definition of what Lexington High's defense has been. And it's because of the big bump laid onto High Lex that there is not an early challenge nor a third man there to support it. And Cabtech, because of that, has been ruling the pitch, Chamaco, and they find a 5th and secure that 3-goal difference.
bumps can be deadly. I mean,
Yeah.
it throws everything away from your hand. Whatever you were thinking was going to happen, not anymore. Okay, dude, that's not the case. And you can control them very well if you're the one receiving the bump. I mean, you can fly way high and not being able to fall down in a while. So I think that was the case for High Alex in this situation. Only 35 seconds here on the clock. Cap Tech with a 3-goal lead, looking very strong, very comfortable here on game number 2. This is a best of 3, so they are 30 seconds away of getting the win and moving forward on the group with a clean slate, no losses so far. So another attack here from them. Good defense by Lexington High, and with what's on the clock, they're not going to do any miracles. It's not going to happen. We have seen enough Rocket League to know that you need at least 4 seconds to score, and they got 5 seconds here. More of a lead for Cap Tech, which is not what Lexington High needs right now.
Yeah, this is the math was mathin', and even for casters, we can make it easy when it comes to the amount of seconds versus the amount of goal diff. So Lexington High, I think there's same kind of potential situation, but it's all going to be about how Cab Tech also continues marching through group stage play. They have some big assignments in front of them for other teams that will be there, but they're going to take this big dub here in 2-0 status. And really, I mean, 12 shots kind of keeping them all posted backwards. I think that one really kind of paints the picture, but job well done. And Chimako, we're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth between that particular Q and R groups, as well as going over to Inye Gang, over into those CMS groups again. And it's been a while since I've looked at the Spanish alphabet. It's Inye for in, right? Or is it its own letter?
Inye. Enye is its own letter. It's
okay, my bad.
Yeah. No. And N is N, and then N,
okay.
and then Enye. Yeah, that's
okay. All right,
yeah.
I should have.
I mean, we're here to learn, right? It's VESL. We got the STEM in here as well. So maybe it's grammar instead of science. I'm sorry, but still learning. So yeah, do it with it.
Hey, you know what? On all of my tech papers, I'm sure something has been written in another language. We'll find out. I'll go dig into my emails. But for right now, we're going to take a short break as we're going to have Garinger, Ardrikel, Myers Park, and Palisades. We're going to mix it all up for you at the 7 o'clock hour. Be with us in just a little bit. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone, as we get into some more VESL. That is Varsity Esports and STEM League, for those of you that need to know what an acronym means. But I'm Hell Monkey Man. Nothing to be known more than that, except Chamako, who is also here with us as we go into our 7 o'clock round of matches. We have 4 more on the day. Group stages coming along nicely. This is going to group in again, and we've already had some of these CMS division squads coming in hot and heavy. This time around, we're going to be starting with Myers Park and Palisades. And earlier, we had Palisades that was just kind of toiling around with Garinger. Same thing with Ardrikel and Myers Park. And I feel like Myers Park is still fighting that uphill battle, Chamako.
I feel that way. Yes, this should be an interesting matchup because now against Palisades, maybe they have a better opportunity. I'm not saying it's going to be easy because Palisades, they look very well on the first round, but right now it should be an even match, or maybe more even than what we have seen so far. So I'm excited about this one. Let's see if Myers Park can actually do some damage here on this match.
And I like the structure of how some of this scheduling has gone for, because obviously when you go into the groups, you look at the seeding and you try to put, your toughest matches toward the end, or maybe your most important ones. But we go into Palisades and Myers Park would love to take out Palisades if they have the opportunity to do so. They're going to have to get past a couple of hard-hitting players, especially in the way of Needs, Zumi, and ZZ. They were doing the majority of the work, but we know that Jackie Chan was doing some high-flying kicks out there, too, in Game 1.
Yeah, and this is the moment for Jackie Chan to actually show us what he can do. And I mean, Jackie Chan, I love my Jackie Chan, whatever you want to call him. Okay, it's easier for us to just say Jackie Chan. Great bump by Nitsumi. Nitsumi knows who's the guy that he has to take off the map, and that's Jackie Chan. So he was going for that bump. Now for the pass for CC. CC trying to connect on the net, and he missed. He missed that ball. It was going to be a great connection, but sadly not able to complete it. Palisades and Myers Park still nothing here on the first minute of the match.
And look at the feed system that Palisades is really trying to enable. We talked about Xavier in their previous series kind of acting a lot more from the goal line, and Need, Zumi, and ZZ are the main 2 attackers. So it seems almost role-based, and ZZ sneaking in just as the defenders get caught up for Myers Park on their own box. It was Mooncar Guy and Sneaky Egoist and Jackie Chan just in the last second trying to save him out. But Palisades, that is ZZ, they find their first.
And that's one you gotta avoid, right? If you're Mooncar Guy and Sneaky Egoist, you have to be calling each other out, right? Mooncar Guy, if you see Sneaky that he is not aware where you are, and you might collide with him, you gotta call them out, okay? You gotta tell them something about it. I'm not blaming Mooncar Guy at all, but it's something about communication here on the game. It's not only about when you're in offense, but also in rotation. I gotta let your teammates know what's going to happen. And Nitsumi here, as I was explaining, he decided to take things into action, into his own hands, and get that second goal for Palisades. So far, I mean, Palisades is still looking as strong as they were on the first series of the game.
And honestly, it's going to be kind of up to Jackie Chan to really galvanize and get their 2 teammates together, because you can tell, like we've spoken to it a few times. A lot of high school programs, they kind of act off of their top level player, and they kind of build around them if they can. And they need some help, because Zumi really has been acting as that #1 MVP for Palisades. Even with Jackie Chan getting a piece of it, they are there to punish.
Yes, and that's a tough one. Well, I mean, again, Jackie Chan might be used to doing some of those things, and then his teammates being able to take over and clean up the mess, whatever happens. But in this case, Sneaky and Mooncar Guy, they are not up to that level. So he has to be very careful with what he does, that he doesn't leave them in a bad situation, in bad spot. And that's what I was basically talking about, having a better player going with players that are not in his level, that some of these things that are very nuanced, right? It's not something that you're thinking about it way too much, because it's not a big deal at your ranks. When you are here in this situation, it's something that, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, right? My teammates are not ready for those situations. The passes have to be adapted and be more be easier to catch or something like that, right? So it's many little details that I love my Jackie Chan will have to adapt so he is useful for Mooncar Guy and Sneaky Egoist.
And I kind of like what we've been seeing, the tiniest adaptations of that same kind of skill set. Because if you're Jackie Chan, you know that you're comfortable pretty much anywhere on the pitch. But you need to get both Sneaky Egoist as well as Mooncar Guy moving upfield. You want them to be acting up into the offense to even, at minimum, disrupt what Palisades has going on defensively. And I think that that's what's happening at this point. They're playing more into that second and third man role at least a couple times. And because otherwise, once you've surrendered your best guy upfield, then there's nothing left to defend the home. And now, trying to look for yet another one. We're approaching the 102nd line, and Myers Park is still desperately searching for that first goal where Palisades just seems super comfortable.
But by the way, one thing that happens a lot is that the best guy, the most skillful player of the team, wants to do it all, and he wants to be on top of the ball, be the one to get the clear, and then move forward, and then try to get the pass to his teammates or attack by himself. And actually, it's better if your teammates that are not the best ones on the team, the most skillful, are the ones that are moving forward first, and they create the play, and then the one that has the most skills is the one to finish, right? Because he's the one that will probably be able to score on a worse situation. So that's something that I see a lot, where that better player wants to do too much and not allow his teammates to also be part of the execution. And that's small details that we see at this level, which is fun to watch to me, just to see how they evolve and they get used to those situations.
Yeah, and honestly, it's when it comes to Rocket League, I equate Rocket League to math. And you don't get good at math unless you practice, and it has to be pure repetition of the same kind of solutions over and over and over again, as well as how then you can do it with people that are at several different levels of learning the same subject. So Jackie Chan, the team has looked best whenever they kind of just secure everything from the middle or the back of the pack and then secure those extra efforts. Palisades, in difference of that, have been a balanced breakfast and very nutritional. Nizumi really has been the best snack of them all, of that 6-point fiesta that's been going on. And that's ZZ that lays it to the sidewall. Those two, so trusting of each other, and I can see why.
Yeah, and Xavier is trusting them a lot. He's in the midfield, like waiting there. Yes, just in case I'm going to be here, but I know they can take care of things, so I'm not going to push too far away. It's fine. I mean, they got it. Look at Xavier. I mean, he's there. He's just waiting for it. Okay. I'm just guys giving you some time so you can regroup and do your thing. And now I'm leaving behind. And okay, good luck to you guys. I mean, you don't need the luck. Just do it. Just do it. And Sumi is doing it. He's very close to doing it, to finishing it up. Not able to get the 7th goal, but easy win by Palisades B.
This really does start painting the picture even more, because if Palisades B does take care of business against Myers Park, and if we are to assume the same might occur as we switch over here in just a moment to Ardry Kell and Geringer, then that becomes a massive matchup between both Myers Park as well as a B, or A rather, to Geringer C. So, because that's an elimination match from possible bracket berth going into this Thursday. So Palisades look like they have everything for the midfield line onward. And I think what you were talking about too, Xavier being at that midfield, there was so many times that we saw it all under control by Nizumi, who was calling their number. But we switch gears, we switch around, we switch to another game as Geringer C and Ardry Kell are on lock.
And about Geringer C, we saw them play before, and they were not looking very strong. I mean, they didn't get a win. But one thing we did see from them is that they can actually put a lot of pressure. And once they do, it's really tough. I mean, they're able to put the opponents between the wall and the blade, right? And it seems that they are not. They don't understand it. They don't know they are able to do so. So hopefully now on this game, they start with that same emphasis from the beginning, which is not the case. They allowed Pickle Payton to actually go for that ceiling shot. Passing was great. I mean, great placement by Pickle. And then Barry's just finishing it up, getting the first goal for Ardry Kell.
Pickle with the aptitude of the statement I say a lot. Every missed shot is just a fantastic pass as long as it had the aptitude to actually be scored. The follow-up, the drop, and a save as Fab is actually able to come up on the low end of that arc. So it is Ardrikel. They are the big bad bully on the block that wants to be able to push all the other CMS teams away. They did that for a couple seasons, and it looks like they're trying to continue season up Geringer as they're cooking. Pickle with another chance into this 1v3, but it will arc its way out.
It's a tough one here. Now Immune moving forward. He knew he didn't have that ball, so he went for the 50. Very attached to the ball, going for the pass now. Oh, too hard. I hate when that happens. I mean, it has happened many times to me. And somehow Open Net sucks. It's able to control the ball and put it on the net. I mean, that was beautiful to watch. Somehow he keeps it against two defenders and moving forward, then the self pass and the goal.
Wow, that is just supreme control. Able to just kind of plant it to the back wall and then take it around two defenders. That's whenever I got to see those, 6 or 3 pro Japanese players taking on 100 U5 kids, and they still were able to just kick it around them. So great job so far, as Ardrikel has found a second, looking for a third. It's going to be bouncing nearby. Bears will take it away, and they definitely extend that lead. Geringer, I mean, they're just kind of left looking at the sky.
Look at Barry's. I mean, he was so concentrated on that ball. He was looking forward, just using the boost as well as he could to actually hit it and put it in and then just steal the shot. I think I don't know if it was on target or not, but regardless, he took it on his own hands and was able to complete the play. Ardrikel, I mean, this is not a surprise to anyone. They are one of the strongest teams here on this group, and they are doing whatever they want against Geringer C. Still not as bad as some games yesterday where we saw, 12-0. So not too bad yet. Not too bad.
When that's the measuring stick, that's a low bar there, Chimako.
But
I totally understand what you mean. But the biggest thing I think that me and Bear were also touting is just having your players show up. Even if you understand that it's kind of a massive mountain to climb, it's still got to be where you take on the competition with full confidence to try, and the effort has to be there. And I was facing off against ginormous dudes in Texas football, and they were huge linemen. There's nothing I can do, but still, you try. And that's where you can be able to find success. Otherwise, if you're never out there trying, then you're always going to be failing. 2 minutes to go. Ardrikel, they find a fourth, and they're finding nothing but success right now.
Ardrikel, yes. Geringer, good try. I mean, they are still fighting here. They're doing the best they can, and I can't ask for anything better than that. They're doing it, and they're going, and they're trying new things, and they're moving around. So good on them. Good on them for trying. Another, I thought that was going to be a pass from Pickle Paytune, but that wasn't the case. Immune now, followed by Fab. Fab just way too close on that play, missing everyone. Fab also as well missing. Open net socks moving forward against Peace Control. The ball going towards the net very slowly. Putting the ball a little bit higher, and Varys now trying to get the net, and he actually makes the shot. With only 1 minute 22 here of painful time for Geringer C for the game to end.
Oh man, yeah, 82 seconds to go, and Geringer, that was a good look. That was a good attempt as they screamed in from the outside of the net, looking in, and you want to give yourself maybe 1 extra second to kind of maneuver and to behind the ball. But again, another learning moment, bringing this back to the coach and saying, all right, what I do, and they just mark it with red ink. But as Ardrikel has put their foot down, I think you and I definitely are looking at those later matchups here to complete Group N and see where Geringer and Myers Park end up between them for pure qualification. This is actually going to be a threat. Pickle Paytune, they had to be able to pick it up.
Only 50 seconds here left. Open net suck. I want to see something from Open net suck. I mean, when you have a name like that, it seems like you play the game a lot, and you can do some things, right? I mean, am I right? I mean,
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, it's also one of those things that if open nets suck, then either you feel like you miss on them, or you're supposed to only do like clips.
Yeah, I feel that the second one, the latter, is the thing. You know, like I don't want to score anything else but like tough contested shots. So I think that's the case. 6-0, 6-0.
Yeah.
RGL. I mean, they don't play nice.
No, they don't. No, they make sure that their opponents know who they are, and there's definitely
Oh no.
that's gonna go through. There's definitely rivalries that brew between all these teams because they've seen each other over the past 3 semesters. So you know that kind of chaos continues to happen, and especially as we've seen expanded depth of the programs, they know who the big bads on the block are here, Chimako, and this. This is also one of those things. I wonder what it will look like going to our 8 o'clock hour matchups, because when Ardrikel meets Palisades, you got to think Ardrikel is not going to have just a free bet going into that matchup, and they're really going to need to take it seriously. And each of these series are an isolated venture, and this one is a 7-0. Ardrikel putting the foot down in game number 1. Why not? At 9.2.
Well, that's it. 7-0. We're gonna have to wait until for the second match and see. Oh, actually, 8-0. I'm sorry. And see what happens on the second one. But I mean, given the facts here, what we're watching right now, I don't think it's gonna be way too different between these two teams. Ardrico just ways above Geringer C. Myers-Park and Palisades, they're still battling it out. Palisades, they were looking very strong here on the first match. Let's see if that's still the case on the second one. But I still want to see. I love my Jackie Chan. I want to see him do a little bit better on the second game. Hopefully they get some offense going on. And look at that! It's tied to nothing. So I mean, that's good news for Myers-Park already.
I mean, and it's starting to look like, at least for our brief interlude, that it can turn into more. Oh, no. It's going to turn into a clear the other direction. The foot race will at least pick it up as Sneaky Ego goes and find it. And maybe they took some of our thoughts and processes to heart about maybe putting Jackie Chan into that third man role. He is up currently. And maybe they've also just decided to stack the box. Mooncar Guy and Sneaky Egoist were just double stuffed up into the goal line, and there is some amount of potential here with Sneaky Egoist. I just gotta find out how best to weaponize it.
I agree with you. I definitely agree. Mooncar Guy, I mean, you gotta move a little bit more, okay, dude? Don't stay on the net the whole time. That's not the best idea. We all go through that phase. We all think that we need a goalie at some point, but in the end, we realize, okay, no, we gotta move a little bit more. But no, I mean, he's hard struck on the net for some reason. I mean, not even allowing him to get the clear. Lucky Jackie Chan is. I mean, he is right now. They gotta go. Okay, Jackie Chan. I mean, if you need to take the saves away from Mooncar Guy to get the goal, that's fine. Do it.
I gotta think. I don't know if they're playing remotely from their own teammates, but if maybe they're in their computer lab at the school. Jackie Chan is just like, all right, Mooncar Guy, you stay there. You stay right there. And they're shoulder to shoulder looking at their screens and like, I got you, man. We're going to take control and just, you point at the ball at the minimum. But at this point, it's been working. They've limited Palisades on their goals. They've been able to find a lead. It's going to be threatening, but Jackie Chan again is there. And maybe they just needed to let him off the leash.
Yeah, maybe it is, and maybe I don't want to say that one player makes a team worse, but sometimes if you don't know if not everyone is in sync, then there's a chance that they step on each other's toes a little bit too much, And once you put someone on the leash a little bit and try to don't do too much, just do what's needed, then maybe that's the moment where everyone can play their play style, play their best, and do the damage that they need to. And so far, it's working. Mooncar Guy, you got to move that one. I mean, he was waiting for the command, go save it. But no one said anything about saving the ball, so he didn't do anything until it was too late.
Egoist and Jackie Chan both looking back. It's your time, Mooncar Guy. You can do it. And then just slams through.
I just imagine the anime, Ike! And he's like, nope.
With 10 seconds left, Myers Park trying to fight against fate. And Palisades is trying to keep this one from going to OT and maybe a game 3 upfield. Mukake! I want to save! And we're going to OT. Palisades denied regulation.
The thing is, he almost saved it towards the attacker, so it could have been dunked. And then on the net, that was so scary. Nitsumi moving forward, he was going with the air dribble. That was easy. The dribble, round dribble, over the defenders. No way, sir. No way, sir. Jackie Chan doesn't have anything on the tank, but they don't know it. The ball's still on the blue side. Nitsumi going for the pass. Mooncar guy, you need to do something. No.
Oh, so close, yet so far, Mooncar guy. Oh, sadly, couldn't get the timing on the drop of the ball. Jackie Chan can do only the flyby to try and dig it out, but desperation will bring Palisades B squad up, and they're able to find that win. So, good looks as they acquire that 2-0 in series. They are guaranteed to move on to the Thursday bracket, but they still have one more date, and that's going to be with Ardry Kell later, as we're going to switch gears and switch back to Garinger C and the penultimate matchup before Ardry Kell meets up with Palisades.
One thing I want to say here, very quick about the previous match, is that Mooncar guy can only get better. You know, like, I want to see that squad in the future, because they're not bad, and Mooncar guy with that 2 teammates that they're good, he can get better very fast. So this is something I want to see. You know, how much they improve in the future. It will be a blast, a very good surprise probably to see them in tournaments, in the nearby tournaments. I'm not talking about a year or next semester or something. I'm talking maybe a few months, and that's it.
Yeah, honestly, like when, because you and I, we've seen a lot of like different league play, be it from draft leagues or otherwise, and this one's gonna be a bop over the top, as Itis actually finds this one from distance. But the level that expands as you do your repetitions in this game are exponential, and it's just about putting the right people around you. And that one is Garinger finding at least a moment where Ardry Kell has one swoop on by. Oh, Itis faking him out. Oh, but Barris comes up with a big save.
That's the peace control. That's how you control things peacefully, right? And moving forward and getting that goal. And now with the fake here, watch out! This is scary. Barris was able to move the ball. Why? I mean, why is Open Net Sock playing for Gary Jersey? What's going on with that dude? I mean, we don't need that. We don't. I mean, maybe they need it. Maybe they do, but I'm confused.
Just trying to up the ante, make it into a 4v2, turn it into something difficult. And hey, okay, maybe they want to even things up. So a little bit of making the teammates sweat, if you will. Open nets, hates open nets on both sides, apparently. No open nets, only teammates or only opponents in nets. But midway mark, we're at 2. Call it zeros. Ardry Kell putting one of their own. So we're gonna see how deep this well of difference goes, as they're searching for some kind of competition. But I agree, don't exactly want that either, and it looks like they're trying to get a bit memey with it.
Well, at least he's back on the right team, right? Now he's going back. So maybe that was it, just to put a little bit of emotion, a little bit of extra excitement here on the match. And now, I mean, it's looking more exciting, to be honest with you. We're tied to 2 here with only 2 minutes left on the clock. Barry's going with the air attack, not able to connect very well on that one. Pickle Payton, he was waiting for the pass, or maybe just going for that ball. But with the touch from Barry's, it was quite difficult to read. Peaceful control, trying to get the save. Barry's keeping the ball on his hands, and this is all Ardry Kell. I mean, they keep attacking on this blue side, and I mean, it was a matter of time. It was just a matter of time until we get that 3rd goal, because it was over and over and over, and you can see how Garinger was just getting broken, the rotation, the defensive rotation.
I thought we were playing a game of Brick Break on the Nokia phone, trying to be able to find that gap and then finally an explosion of get rid of everything else on the wall. But they find it as they rotate hard into that corner. And RGCal, well, purposeful or otherwise, they put themselves in a tied up and now advantageous position over Geringer. As you know, I guess maybe highlights and clips just don't look as good if you're up 8-1. They prefer to have it be a little bit closer to the backboard. Open nets. Well, now it's going to be a bouncing shot. Embarrass yet again. RGCal domination, right? I mean, it's going to be on repeat. But I cannot wait to see what this team will do to elevate their game as they will be heading against Palisades here in just a little bit.
That's going to be the match to watch, to be honest with you. The one I've been waiting for since we actually saw those two teams being on the same bracket, on the same group. So 1 minute left here. The only reason why Geringer has 2 goals, I mean, one was a really legit goal, but the other one was open net Sox just trolling a little bit his own teammates. Probably they all knew what he was trying to do, right? They definitely were on the same page about what was going on, but RGCal just being way too dominant here against Geringer. Geringer, another team that I want to see them stay together for a little bit longer and progress, because what we saw from them a while ago with the pressure that they can put on the offense, being that they are, I mean, I think I can say that they are not that experienced, right? Regular league players, they can improve a lot in a very short time, and they have the right mindset so far. So I'm with them right now. I want to see them play a little bit more and maybe scream and get some notes from Geringer A, which is a very strong team, and that way, I mean, they for sure can get way better than what we're watching right now.
Geringer as well is going to be facing off against Myers Park, and that ultimately is going to be an elimination match. And Myers Park, I think that you and I agree. I think that they have a great potential. Their ceiling may be a little bit higher, or maybe the floor at least a little bit higher when it comes into this. So job well done over to RGCal. They also secured their 2-0 and a bracket berth going into later this week, but they still have at least one more match, and that's going to be against Palisades B team. And so that one's going to be just for seeding and for maybe an extra bye deeper into later rounds of the bracket. Myers Park and Geringer C will be matching up, and that one is for survival, Chamaco. And honestly, I can't wait to see how that one goes.
It could. I mean, it's interesting because you and me both want to see I Love Me, my Jackie Chan, do very well, and maybe see the Sneaky Egoist, perform a little bit better with a not so strong competition. Because right now, I mean, he's been thrown to the wolves, and he hasn't been able to show all his skills just because the other opponents are very strong. But we shall see. We shall see if they actually perform better than we think. Or maybe we don't have such very good analyst eyes as we think.
Hey, you know what? We're allowed to pretend. We can cast dispersions aside. But on the other side of that, and everyone trying to math check us, we'll take a short break. As we're going to come back, it's going to be Cab Tech's A team versus Northern Lincoln's B team. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to more VESL Rocket League action for these regional qualifiers. Qualifier Chaos brought to you by me, Hail Monkey Man, and Chamako, as well as our awesome producer in Blasky. But of course, VESL bringing you all the best. Let's check out what the groups look like as we're going into the midway of our matches. And this may not be telling you how everything kind of is panned out, but we're going to get more of the Cabtech, Northern Lincoln, Lexington, as well as Lincolnton matches. And I think this one really is going to be interesting because these teams come up as the championship level teams from last season. But Chamako, it's you have a crown one season, you still got to go and gain it again in the next as we move into our next match.
I'm sorry, Monkey Man. I'm just too confused with all the Lincolns I was watching here. All the Lincoln, something. It's too many. It was too many. What was going on here? I mean,
there's a lot. Okay,
it's only two groups.
Look, when you have Lincoln logs, you can't build a cabin with just two, right? So you got to have North Lincoln, Lincolnton Senior, Lincolnton, Diet Lincoln.
You name the logs. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, we did. Look, there's a lot of them, and But the crazy thing is we got to see them do so well whenever we had that tournament last season, and they came out as the state champion. So they know what they're doing when it comes to Lincoln logs. Maybe they're going to be able to link up together here.
Link on together. Okay, well, I'm confusing. Anyway, we got North Lincoln B team. Do you recognize any of these players here from the B team?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not a chance. But Cabtech looks familiar at least.
I mean, yes, we saw them before and they were great, but Brayden here starting it out with 24 seconds. Getting the pass. I love how he was positioned, just waiting for that pass. He knew that Sad River was gonna lay it out for him. Very easy. And I mean, he took action right away. That's what I want to see. You know, whenever you pass it that well, you want to see someone from your team going at it very fast and putting it on the net, as well as Brayden did.
And that was an initial first look. I want to see how much faster maybe this squad of North Lincoln can be, because I think Cabtech, obviously, they took advantage of a lack of execution state, and that's a great one by RLV as they're able to take advantage of a great clear. That was a fantastic pass from Van, and that caught the defense by surprise. Cabtech's now put on alert.
You were asking them to be fast, right? I mean, you wanted to see how fast they could go. Well, that was a very fast-paced play. The passing was great, and RLV, he really had to be there for the shot. And now, what a save! What a save by North Lincoln. Lincoln, I'm sorry. I thought they were. I was ready to sing the goal and just call it out, but no. I mean, I wasn't expecting that card to be out of nowhere and get the pass. Now, what a bump on Brayden. That was great. Again, I talk about it, how to use the bumps, the demos defensively, and we saw it again here. Brayden, who had a beautiful placement to go for the ball, and just that bump was enough to take him out and not allow the shot on the net.
I feel like bumps are also like a better use of those kinds of plays, but Sad River, who has been 100% involved so far between the past couple of goals for Cabtech, will be there as Brayden wins that big 50, and that's just an opportunistic position, especially as you already have your teammate on the sidewall. But I love bumps more than I love demos, because a demo gives boost as well as a reset if you're on a counterattack, and I love how much more ego gets hurt whenever someone gets bumped, because they're just left to float there if they don't have any boost themselves.
It is, and you're so off position sometimes. Like it takes a long time to recover from those and get back. And sometimes it's like I call my teammates and I'll tell them, "Hey, I'm still flying. I'm not landing yet," and that's because of the bump I received off the wall or something like that. So yes, it's very frustrating and depressing at the same time on the game. Cabtech with the lead so far. A couple of plays done by Brayden and Sad River. Blue Frontier, we saw him do a lot of damage on the previous match. Not so active right now. It's been more Brayden and Sad River show. Blue Frontier, for some reason, playing that third man, very strongly. Just remaining as a third the whole time.
And a couple times that they did try to press up into this game, they were demoed. And so even when they've looked to get involved, it's been North Lincoln that's trying to ruin them. Flip reset is gained, looking for a floor pinch, maybe too much extra style. That one from Sad River, and it takes two players, but they ultimately get it cleared out. But who else but Blue Frontier? And that one's going to go to the ceiling if they find this waterfall not to happen, because Sad River gets a bump there after. That's secured by Braden. And it's midfield bump plays that really have been spelling success or failure, and Captech comes out the better.
A little bit of chaos here for North Lincoln. They could have done this one a little bit better. Just wait a little bit longer on the net to see what happens. You know, a lot of times I say don't give them time to act. Just act before them. But sometimes when you're way off position, you do have to wait. You know, you do have to take your time and just make sure that you're in the best place possible to react to your opponents. Now Captech gets the fourth one, a kickoff goal here, basically just acting very fast off the wall and getting the goal on the net. So 4-1, 3-goal lead for Captech. I thought this was going to be a little bit closer match the way I saw it in the beginning, but so far Captech just doing all the adjustments they need to be able to control the ball more than North Lincoln in attack every single time they had a chance.
Yeah, the last couple of goals, though, speak just immediately to what you were kind of denoting, is that North Lincoln, they got stuck on a defensive rotation for a bit longer than they're really comfortable being on. A great save there to make sure that it doesn't become a fifth. And it was 2-1 at that mark. But then 2 goals immediately, and it's because they wanted to act almost as soon as they had a touch available, and that really does ruin them, as everyone is on the other side of the pitch looking for boost. Patcat, well, they weren't able to find a connection, and Van can do nothing more than chase the ball behind it into his own net. We're just over 80 seconds remaining, and Captech is extending this lead bit by bit.
I feel for Patcat in that play, because a lot of times it happens to me where you want to go for a play that it's not hard at all. It isn't, but you're not aware of your tank, of your boost tank, and then you're flying, and then mid-air I can't boost anymore. You know, I'm not gonna get it. But your teammates don't know that. They don't. They think that you're gonna have the clear, and that everyone can move forward, and that's not the case. So everyone is on a bad placement afterwards, and that's how you get scored on. I mean, that's lethal play. So you gotta be very aware of your boost tank to avoid those kind of plays. 6-1 right now. North Lincoln not being able to do a lot of offensively, and I mean defensively as well. So another one, 7-1. Okay. That happens. That happens when you're playing against Captech.
Yeah, and you also having to deal with that when you're getting Brazil. Patcat again isolated on the back line, and that was full airspace contained by Captech. You had just, you know, they've showcased they're great mechanically. Braden already just trying to force the issue even more and just kind of demoralize them here in game number 1. I feel like it's going to be a much more competitive kind of feature going into game number 2. Maybe that's hopes and dreams, a bit of copium. I don't know. I'll take all of it. But North Lincoln, they're hoping to just kind of GG go next much sooner than later.
It seems like it. And your favorite goal explosion. I mean, you do a lot of tournaments, Monkey Man. Can you? I mean, is it on the rules? Don't use that goal explosion?
I swear, if I tell any of these players, especially Rocket League players, to not do something, they will do that thing. So from now, I don't even say that kind of stuff anymore. I refuse, because they'll just make it worse. If I tell them that my graphics card will explode because of a goal explosion, they will exclusively use that explosion. So yeah, no. I'm
clipping this, you know,
no.
putting on Twitter.
Oh, God, please, no.
I'm tagging you, I'm tagging TFO, I'm tagging everyone.
That's going to be so hurtful. I hope you can afford my next GPU, please, and thank you. Captech, well, they're forcing North Lincoln to have to afford another game, well, because they're going to need a third to try and take in this series. But honestly, when we get to see these kind of stats, ball touches really does tell me about possession, and Captech was all over it with 22 shots to 7.
Saves, 8 saves. You know, they were being attacked a lot, because that's the only way you get that many saves. So tough one for them. At this moment, I mean, at this time, my only advice is just have fun with it. Just try to have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Just have fun with it, because it seems like they are too overthinking everything. They're it's like, okay, what should we do here? Should we go? Should we just wait? Like, I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. Don't just have fun with it, and try to I don't know, play as loosely as you would any other time. Forget this is a tournament, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to be able to take these coaching moments when they develop in front of you. And Sad River, again, one of the top shooters for Cab Tech, just making sure they secure what Braden initially found. And that was a heck of a delayed flip off of the challenge from Van's Noodles. So great find by Cab Tech to be able to grab their first lead. And this also could be a similar situation for North Lincoln as it will be for our matchup in just a little bit between Garinger and Myers Park, where it's elimination and you could be going into bracket play after only accumulating a 1-2 difference. Van getting bullied, and Braden will secure the second.
Tough one for Van, definitely. You had Sad River just going for the demo, and he knew it. In these situations, you gotta learn the squishy. You gotta learn the squishy save or something like that. That's the only way to get around and be able to get that save. Tough one for you, Van. I feel for you.
I have successfully had 2 squishy saves in my entire life.
Ooh,
2. I know, yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, it's 2 out of. I'm not going to talk about
I
how
don't
many
even
I've
try.
attempted.
I don't even try it. I don't even try it. I don't go for them.
Yeah, I make sure to drive out of my goal with a calculated emote in the chat, spam 3 times immediately. So, I'm that kind of person. And Cab Tech has already run up the score 3-0 here in the first minute of play. So, North, I can't wait for when we finally hit bracket stage, Chamaco, because all the teams that have survived or dominated, much what we're seeing from Cab Tech, they finally will have to buck heads against each other, and then they say who's really top of the rock.
Yeah, we were talking about that Pyro and I yesterday, because there were a couple of teams that really looked strong, that they dominated very, very badly their opposition, and we were wondering. I mean, we know it's very hard to gauge who's better based on the opponents, because we don't know the level of the opponents of each one. But just based on the way that they were winning, who do we think was the better team? And we were more or less on the same track. But I'm with you. I mean, we need to see them eventually play against each other to be able to tell, and that's gonna be the fun one. Are they? Is it gonna be an even match, or is it gonna be based on one side? Because I mean, the difference is just that great between the teams that they're playing right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be even more kind of interesting to finally see the sample sizes mixed together, because not only do you have groups that are coming out of divisions, but then they'll eventually be finding each other as we cross divisions. So like, you're like, all right, we have all these awesome teams. We know they're from like CMS. And then you have the ones that are over from, I think, Coastal. And then so from this like Lincolnton sampling. So it's really when you see it across the board. We've seen it from the pro scene, from the collegiate, then you kind of go even more onto the minutia of high school. So obviously Cab Tech trying to keep North Lincoln completely uncomfortable and work on a few extra passing plays, and it's been a lot of Sad River and Braden, and they're trying to crash that net, and Blue Frontier wants to get involved too. But North Lincoln's been able to at least get one. They just can't find this one immediately.
I know the feeling, RLB. I know the feeling when you don't have any boost, but you want to go fast, so you do the dash as many times as you can. It's got to be a little bit more controlled if you want to be able to hit the ball at the end and shoot on the net, right? That's, I mean, it's tough one. It's tough one. We're so used to have a boost all the time that when we don't think things very thoroughly. Thoroughly. We don't think things through thoroughly. Yes. English.
It is tough. Look, I wish I knew Spanish as much as I did in high school. I was so good at it until I wasn't. But It's also thoroughly been CabTech. I want to learn what their mascot is. Hey, look, I'm just running off you.
Wow.
It's a great throw. And maybe trying to be the same thing here as they are battering every part of the perimeter. The iron is screaming in pain, but North Lincoln somehow comes out clean.
Crazy how they had that many shots and the ball just wouldn't go in. It's like the gods were saying it's enough. I mean, we don't want to see any more goals from you guys, so we're gonna do whatever it's in our powers to avoid you, getting more and more and more on the scoreboard. So no, stop it. You shall not pass, and that's it. Right now, moving forward, great flick, but well read by Van Brel. Van missed Bruce. He missed that one. Couldn't move forward. And now another one. Okay. That one actually is going in, but I don't approve.
Do not like 1-star review. Van sadly downgrading from Gandalf the white to Gandalf the gray, and they let him just kind of slide on by full Midwest. Hey, I'm just gonna squeeze right by you style. From the kickoff, it's gonna float. They commit. Van wants one back, but they don't have it, and then it goes the other way. Pacat being bullied. They get a save. Oh my goodness! Then they dig it out. I swear we have seen this hit the perimeter of the net more often than not.
Is this a replay of what happened before? I think so. I mean, this is exactly what we saw just 20 seconds ago. Somehow, the history keeps repeating itself here for CabTech. Hey, CabTech, I mean, one thing your takeaway here is just make sure that the ball actually goes in, because they're shooting for 75 and they have only scored 5 here. I'm not complaining about them winning, but it should be a greater lead. And it doesn't matter too much now because again, they're winning. But when the competition gets a little bit tougher, you want to make sure that you actually make those shots and don't leave them hanging on the net.
Yeah, I wholesale agree, and I think for the most part they may be just kind of playing with their food, but this is going to be a CabTech A team that will be facing off against Lincolnton A, and that's going to be a massive matchup, maybe to secure the top 3-0 seeded position going through group stages. But game number 2 secured and won. CabTech, they find another 2-0. They find another Brazil, and North Lincoln is looking to survive. They're going to be going into round number 3 here in just a few. And I mean, I think that we're going to be remembering Braden and Sad River really as the proponents for success on this trio.
Totally. I think they have to look very strong. I mean, Blue Frontier, he knows his role on the team, and that's important too, because like we said before. I mean, I said it before. You didn't say anything, maybe, but sometimes third has to know how to behave in order to don't step on the toes of your teammates, and I think that's what Blue Frontier does here. He understands. Okay, these two guys better than me. They can do a lot more than I do. If they are not in trouble, I'm not gonna jump in. I'm gonna let them do their thing, and if they need me, if there's a chance for me to do something without getting in their way, then I'm gonna do it. Otherwise, I'm happy here being the third.
Sitting in the back, collecting medals and trophies. Catch me
Sure.
with my football team in high school. Same
Hey,
vibes.
there's guys in the NBA getting rings that way too. Okay,
That's
fine.
true. Hey, Kevin Durant, I see you. All right, we go to a longer break as we'll be seeing our next 8 o'clock matchups. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be more of Ardrey Kell and Palisades against each other, trying to fight for the number 1 seed, and Myers Park and Geringer fighting for survival. We'll be back with more VESL Rocket League action right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to more VESL Rocket League action. We're in the middle of the regional qualifiers. I say middle, it's more like the end of the day, as we get to see a big matchup between Ardrikel and Palisades, a CMS division rivalry in Chamaco. I feel like we got completely just ruined because I wanted to see Myers Park and Garinger, but sadly Garinger, they decided to forfeit out, which means that Myers Park is guaranteed to move on. But this is the big match right here.
Well, on the flip side, we still have some Jackie Chan, you know?
That's true. We get to have Jackie Chan. That is the guarantee.
Eventually. Okay, let's see if Nitsumi and ZZ are gonna be doing the damage they have been able to do in other situations, right? They have been the powerhouse here for Palisades B, but now they are going against Ardrikel A. Ardrikel, a very tough team. You know, they didn't have any weak players here on the roster. They even troll a little bit. You know, they had open net suck with playing against them a little bit in some situations. So a very confident team by, you know, rightfully so. But let's see if Palisades they can do something. And I only mentioned Nitsumi and ZZ because Xavier has been that third man a lot of times. So he hasn't been that involved in the offense, although he hasn't been making any mistakes at all. You know, that's the good thing about him. Very solid player on his own right. So let's see how we fare here. So far, Palisades doing a lot of things in the defense, not allowing the attacks from Ardrikel getting the net.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of Nitsumi as well as ZZ finding those upfield connections, the takeaways that Ardrikel isn't used to happening. And so that's why we've not seen the sync up and link up for some of their 1-2 passes that have taken some time to now evolve into this first game. And that's why I was very excited to see what would be happening. But Barris, sometimes you just don't need the passing plays. Take a shot, let it rip, and finally sneak it past Palisade Pumas.
So the bear is good. I mean, that guy can put some power in there. I mean, is he better than Burlight?
That's no one is better than Bearlight. Come on. How dare you tempt me? I thought about it for a second, but we're being recorded, so I'm saying no.
Another clip. This one is good.
No.
You, okay?
Dang it. Blackmail material up and down this VOD, I swear. Oh, man. But Ardrikel, they have found it difficult to work around Palisades, but they do find at least the first crack in the armor that they try to sprint with. Nitsumi with an outside angle shot, and they just over-adjust. But it's definitely been Nitsumi and ZZ that have had the forward press to test against Ardrikel. And Ardrikel seem like they're trying to answer it in spades with existing or a persistent time on this back third. But look how Nitsumi is already finding a succession of touches. That's a handoff to ZZ. They're just a step too far ahead.
Oh, that was a close one. And I keep thinking, my brain can't get on enough of this. I want to see an Ardrikel Y team, you know? Just jump from A to Y. I want to see the Ardrikel E. I want to see it. I'm sorry. That's what I'm thinking about.
Man.
Okay, well, let's get serious now. Let's get serious now. I'm sorry. 2:10 here on the clock. Nitsumi. He has the 1v1 situation against Open Net Sox. Open Net Sox with defense. He read that like a book. He was able to get on the ball after that nasty flick. And watch out here. Pickle Payton got it. He got it. He was waiting for it. He was ready for the ball. Now we have a 2-goal lead for Ardrikel 8.
He went to the sidewall, and Open Nets was just looking to try and win a couple 50s, won them 100% of the way, and patience was a virtue for Pickle Paytoon as they come up big. And like you're talking about, hey, you know what? Make a Y team and then shorten the Ardri's abbreviation to just AR, and then we have a pop star in the making. So with Palisades,
I don't think you want that one.
No, don't want that one.
No. Not here in high schools. No.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, that's already been its own fiasco, all its own. But 100 seconds left, and Ardrikel, they've been able to at least fight off Palisades, who have done a great job progressing upfield. They've not been able to get more than just a couple solid shots where a triplicate has been found by Ardrikel.
Okay, they got the open nets to attack here. After that beautiful pass, that was a great pass. And I mean, if it wasn't open nets, it was going to be pickle pay soon. They were all three of them waiting for that. Well, not all three, all two of them waiting for that pass, waiting for the shot, for the opportunity. And now it's looking dire for Palisades. Yes, Nizumi and ZZ, they have tried, but they don't have the firepower to go through Audrey Kelly's machinery. And Audrey Kelly's, I mean, they're just doing everything right. Look at that one. That shot backwards from Barry's. That was a very well placed shot. Luckily, Palisades, they were waiting for it. But again, you don't need the defense right now. You need offense. If you're Palisades, you need to do something actively attacking the net on the blue side, and that's not the case. Another goal for Audrey Kell, and I mean, we were probably expecting this. Probably. I'm saying probably because I'm a kind of a newer guy here, but Audrey Kell. I think that the guys in production here were expecting something like this because this is a powerhouse. This is a team that has been there here before and done a lot of damage to other schools. So yes, just going with the script right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much a been there, done that, got the T-shirt, the trophy, the money, and the winks and everything and more. So this definitely is a team that's been touted as one of the best programs in the entirety of CMS when they came from their division, and then being able to do this kind of damage continuously, it just showcases that they're as good as they say they are. But we're going to be seeing how they fare when it comes to actual bracket stage play. Palisades has given them at least a test. They had to grind a bit more through it to be able to find those four, and it eventually was, does the dam break and does the pressure get to them? Well, Audrey Kell, they pushed Palisade Pumas back, and they did it in earnest, but it was a fight to the very end. They're going to be continuing on with that series to try and determine who's going to be coming out as the higher seed from this group in. But on the other side of that, we actually have a featurette that we're going to be moving over to, as it's going to be Surrey EC's A team, and that's going to be against North. Great.
Lucky for us, we got an A versus A. Okay, for the first time. This one is new, but North Lincoln A. I mean, very fast on that kickoff. A TBN. I'm trying to figure out if there's something that I can. There's a name to be said there.
I'm trying to. It's like T. And well, you know what? I see a Nate at the end. You want to go with Nate? Maybe.
Nate.
Like in Nate, maybe.
Yes. Let's call him Nate for now. But yeah. I mean, good start. I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive. You win the kickoff. You move forward. You keep going with it. Just hold on to the boost as much as you can, and then go with that nice, powerful shot to get the early lead. Now that was only a kickoff goal. That doesn't tell us that much from these two teams. So let's see if we can get anything from them here on the upcoming minutes.
We again have more Bears and more possible Paytons out there, as probably Payton and the gang. Look, we can't get away from the Bears. They are just about to go into hibernation, and they want to make sure no one forgets about them. But Gummy Bear is trying to at least force the issue from around the corner, and probably Payton looking for a bump play, and that opens up a chance. IR Johnny going to find both the goal and maybe some extra grammar as we're all nilled up to one piece.
Hey, IR is fine, he's a pirate. That's it. He can do whatever he wants. He can name himself as he pleases. Okay, names are not subject to grammar. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so Johnny, whatever. You're fine with it. 1-1 now. 1-1. That's what I wanted to see. Two A teams here fighting against each other, and Surrey. Surrey.
I think it's Surrey.
I
think it's Surrey. Surrey.
I'm not sorry about that. I'm sorry. It's hey, I don't have a good ear for that. Okay, that's why I don't do music. Sorry, EC just being as good as North Lincoln right now. I mean, very evenly matched teams here.
You know what? If you were anything like maybe from our people down under, you'd be a bit sorry. But that's not going to happen, as Surrey does, in fact, commit. Well, they give up one. Probably Peyton was having to rotate facing his own net and facing towards the near side post, and that gave up a lot of momentum to the ball for North Lincoln to finally go and strike true again. We've only been equalized or better in favor of North Lincoln. Surrey's still trying to equalize one more time, maybe find their first lead here of this game.
Yeah, that's tough when you're always playing catch up, right? But never being able on the lead. That's what the Surrey is facing right now. And they're going for the pass, but no one to get it. Probably Peyton is just feeling a little bit betrayed on that play because no one was there believing that he will actually pass the ball. Now, TBN moving forward. I mean, I should have called him Nate. My bad, Nate. My bad. Great pass, but no one there as well. What's going on here? I mean, you gotta expect the passes in Gummy Bear. No passing here, just a solo play. You know, from town to town, just moving forward. Great dribble, and then the little touch to make sure that the ball goes in. We got a tied game once again.
That's what you want to see. Surrey, they drag themselves kicking and screaming and force themselves through the door of North Lincoln's defensive half, but they have to get themselves from the halfway point onward of this first game into the driver's seat. You see both defenders waiting a bit too far back, all the way there. I believe that is probably Peyton that's trying to be able to rotate into that near side of the perimeter. A massive demo as neutral goes a bit on the aggro side. And that's one of the first times we've actually been able to talk about him. But a massive clear. And again, fighting for midfield holds. As we lose pixels by the second, it's North Lincoln that's trying to not lose at least containment on their half of the pitch. And they're still driving forward as hard as they can, looking for some of these drop ball plays and if Surrey will commit a defensive mistake.
You see Gomiber once again. This time he was going for the pass, and the interception of the pass was great. I mean, the defender wasn't even going on the other side. He was going in the same side of the ball, and this is not great. Okay. How do you make a goal from this side here? Just shooting the ball from the side. I mean, yes, this happens a lot, and that's fine. I mean, it was a great shot, but at the same time, with the skills, with the level that we have seen here from these two teams, I was expecting a better rotation on the net and being prepared for that shot. It caught me off guard, to be honest with you.
I mean, it caught them off guard. That was a transitional goal because they went to that high side wall, and then that's just one of those pixel perfect just lobs that you throw into that 90 when the defender is trying to hard rotate deep into the net, and there's just no way for them to read kind of the arc on that angle. So good look so far. And North Lincoln, they have been leading Surrey EC by the nose at this point, unable to find themselves ahead, either matched up or behind. And with 1 minute remaining, game number one is still in flux. They have a chance to crash the net, but that ball is just falling into territory that they can't take advantage of.
Another opportunity here. Good clear by North Lincoln. Just keeping the ball on the midfield. Another clear here. Very strong, but it's going to be Gummy Bear catching it up in the air. The ball in the midfield. Who's going to get it first? Is IR Johnny with an open net, but the ball goes way too high. He's not able to do anything with it. He didn't have anything on the boost tag. Probably Peyton missing. Gummy Bear moving forward, trying to get a pass set up at the center, but good defense by North Lincoln. They're just denying everything, rejecting every single opportunity that Surrey is trying to create. Surrey, however, keeping the ball on the orange end zone. A demo would be great right now just to clear things up a little bit and be able to attack more, but nothing happened. North Lincoln is able to move the ball forward. However, Surrey just trying to keep it alive. Oh no, it's going into the net. Neutral, able to get another goal here, and it's gonna be North Lincoln winning this one. Yes, there's 1 second on the clock, but I mean, it's not gonna do much of a difference. North Lincoln winning this one, but I mean, what a fight between these two teams.
Neutral, leaning towards neutral good. for their squad on the alignment chart.
Okay,
They do a
okay.
good job being able to at least find one up. And I mean, this one was all about containment, I think, by North Lincoln on the back end of that game, because Surrey, they linked up a couple of times. They were able to take advantage of the slimmest of gaps and chances. We got to see if they're going to be able to multiply that more often throughout the series, because this, I think that you and I can agree, Chimako, this is one of the hardest fought matchups that we've seen today. And through the squinting, both these teams, both these A squads, this is the kind of matchup that you're expecting from the output of them. And we want to see more of North Lincoln being able to be in that control seat. But Surrey EC, as we come up to game number 2, I think they can really be able to put North Lincoln through their paces.
I are with you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You am. Good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I can't.
Oh, fired. Out. Get him out. Not in my booth. Not today. Actually, only in my booth. Oh, man. Does anyone remember I Am Weasel and IR Baboon? Anyone? Chimako, do you remember that cartoon?
No, I'm sorry about that. No, I do not. Okay. No, for real. I can't. No.
Well, all right. North Lincoln, they're going to be looking back on this and going, what in the world are they talking about? Surrey EC? I think we're going to be talking about them more often, because North Lincoln did not get these through for free. And Surrey EC honestly posted up a really stellar kind of offensive and defensive. Probably Peyton, they have been soured a couple times by their own teammates from some of these takeaways. They want to link up for these passes.
One thing I mean, you mentioned it before, it was a transition goal, but I still think that 2 of the goals from neutral, they should not have happened. I mean, yes, it's transition, but you gotta do a better transition. That's all I'm saying from Surrey. You know, be more careful with that. This situation again, it shouldn't have happened. It should have been a save. But they were caught off guard. It was a weird position, but neutral keeps scoring somehow. Probably Peyton couldn't get to the ball on time, couldn't make the save, and now again neutral giving the lead for North Lincoln.
Feel bad for IR Johnny off of that one, because they actually had just turned around, but they had to choose either side flip or elevate, and they chose the wrong 50-50 on that mark. So again, North Lincoln, it's been a very tight contest at this point, as Surrey's been able to at least find a few goals in that previous game off the sidewall. No one is committing in the same kind of sync that you want from that initial touch, and yet extra options begin to manifest. And now they're forcing North Lincoln's defense to have to hop up a little bit more earnestly, and look how they're challenging from on the outsides. They're forcing this one to go to the backboard, double touch not to be acquired. Second man comes up, but that becomes a clear, and the third man keeps it up in play off the ricochet. They're threatening the box.
This is very smart from Surrey, especially the third man touch, where he touched it, but he didn't follow through. He waited for his teammates to actually get some footing and be ready for the attacks. So I like it. Oh, that was unfortunate. However, good save by Surrey EC. They're still alive here. Moving forward, missing that one, a big whiff. That, I mean, you can't be playing with those waves right now, especially when you're down and the clock is ticking down. So you gotta make sure that you attack on the net somehow. So make sure you make contact with the ball instead of whiffing it. I mean, easier said than done. Right now, the emotions, the adrenaline, everything is way high. So Surrey EC feeling the pressure here on the game number 2, especially when they're down by 1.
So it's such a tough test, and you know it's a big whiff whenever Chimako goes to that low demon octave. You got to see if that turns into even more. What a chance. That one's going to go all backside, a big flip, and another save. Guess who? It's Neutral, who is going extra positive in the saves column. Another defensive effort by North Lincoln. They are under fire. That has been a constant position for them for the last several minutes. This one a putback, and guess what? Another save. North Lincoln will not allow Surrey to break through. It has been denial as it has been standing. North Lincoln set to retreat as Surrey sets up again.
Impressive the defense by North Lincoln, and now they're turning into an offense. That's a good thing, you know. Whenever you can turn your defense to offense, it's great sign for your team. So they're pushing forward. Now it's probably Peyton trying to attack, and now the counter attack, the fast break, the getaway by TBN or Nate getting that one on the net. Too much pressure from Suri Easy, and I don't blame them. They were not expecting TBN to be able to catch that one and put it, I mean, in between everyone. He just slipped through that everyone the ball and was able to get the goal. Good shot from him, nice goal. And now we got a 2-goal lead by North Lincoln with only 1 minute left. Suri has been great attacking, but still nothing. So, I mean, 1 minute, is it enough for them?
I don't believe so. I mean, you look at the previous 4 minutes and they couldn't be able to get one through even with a nonstop onslaught. The barrages are being denied every single step that lands into that back quarter of the field. And then you go and find a second one. That is a Everest that I would not be confident in my Sherpa to be able to climb up. A massive challenge in the stripes. We have a half minute to go, Chamaco. This has been quite the fight, but Surrey right now is desperate for their first goal. They send one man up, but there's a huge clear.
Huge clear in neutral. Again, the guy that makes things happen. He's able to score from any place in the field. Moving forward, the ball going into the blue zone, but it's not enough. It's not enough. The clock is ticking down, and this might be it. Probably Peyton may have one more shot, but it's not gonna make any difference. This is set. This is done. This is the win for North Lincoln.
North Lincoln, a great position. And honestly, I love what we got to see as a defensive standpoint. They came out the better in terms of shot. Well, actually, just one short of even shots with Surrey EC. Got a couple goals on those counterattacks, but it was the 7 saves and the 5 demos that really were the big picture there. They were able to stand on their goal line, deny it from off center, and then as they transitioned up, get those pressure plays to force Surrey to surrender 2 goals. And that's when you finally get your A teams set against each other. That was a great example of what kind of competition we're going to be seeing coming up later this week.
I like how you went Surrey surrender. You know, subtle, very subtle.
Thank you.
But you got it. Yes, as subtle as our next series. We're gonna have one more, but we're gonna have a break. Okay, at 8:30, we're gonna be back, and that's gonna be the last one for today. Remember, we still have action on VESL GG here on Twitch as well. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so. And we're gonna have action all week long. Okay, until Friday. So we're gonna be here same time. You know, if you like what you're watching, click the follow button and, you know, be ready to enjoy more Rocket League.
See you soon. See you soon. Welcome back to VESL, as we are the VESL for the best esports in high school and STEM that you're going to see at least for the next 30 minutes. I'm Hail Monkey Man in the booth alongside Chamako as we get to our last match of the day. And Chamako, they left a banger at the end of it. We are in the middle of Group R type competition as well as Group Q. As you can see, the results have been accumulated. Surrey EC did end up 2-1, so they alongside North Lincoln will be qualifying, as well as East Lincoln as Lincolnton B. They just couldn't quite cut it, but this is Cab Tech at 2 and well, hey,
don't do it, don't say it, spoilers, change it,
move along. Oh my goodness! Either way,
they are too efficient. They're too efficient. That's it. That's it. So the other thing I'm gonna say here is that we had Braden, we had Sad River doing really good, right? And we were wondering, okay, so how good are they for real? Okay, so how much challenge do they have? And now here against Lincolnton A, we can finally figure that out, right? If they have a good showing here, they're the real deal. If they don't, then okay, nothing against them. Nothing against them if they don't actually have a really good showing here, because they are against a powerhouse in Lincolnton A.
You do have last season's MVP of Super Duper Aaron out there, and I think everyone is all eyes on Aaron. But Uferbot and Not This Again also going to be flanking alongside him to try and help things out. But otherwise, we go into our first game of this match in Cab Tech, seemingly untested. Lincolnton maybe feeling the exact same kind of vibes. And right now, it just feels like Chamako that we're just kind of tossing the ball up and down the field, seeing who wants to maybe try and make that first more egotistical move, maybe put some extra flash and style on it.
Well, let's see if that happens. I want to see some flash. I do. I want to enjoy some flashy plays. That one's not gonna be a flashy play at all. That's gonna be FaZe just having a shot over the defenders. To be honest with you, very hard to read, very hard to digest that one, because he actually bumped the ball over the defender, so it went high in a weird way. It's not quite a peculiar. I mean, a common shot is very peculiar. So I'm not gonna take it on Blue Frontier for not being able to save that one.
Yeah, it's one of those where you're not suddenly, I guess, ready to try and go for that initial effort, and so it catches you off guard. A great shot picked up this time. Super Duper Aaron is able to get that stop, as Blue Frontier, again, trying to maybe just find the pace of the series. Defender to the backboard, another one, as that's going to be Sad River that slowly scrolls their way down. Braden and Sad River on the link up, and Braden trying to be able to link up to it at the very end at the goal line, and Lincolnton does get repelled backwards as we fight for midfield contention to try and elaborate more on some of these bigger passing plays. And Sad River, I think, kind of lucky that one fell into his lap.
Lucky or communication? Because you know, you might be saying, well, Blue Frontier, he should have saved that. Oh, what a shot! Blue Frontier should have saved that one, but he said, "Oh, I'm whiffing, I'm missing." So you know, his teammate is able to go for the ball and actually save it. And now Sad River doing everything by himself and just passing the ball to himself, getting the read off the corner. Those are not easy, and putting a lot of power into the shot. And now we have a tied game.
Let's see if Lincolnton can get back into the driver's seat here as Cab Tech had to make it into a counterattack, which you can't rely on those unless you just intend to surrender early possession, then play for 50s. Sad River facing their own net, and this one's going to go into a high ball position. And yet, guess who? The dynamic duo of Sad River and Braden, the ones pressing up on and the dunk down. Oh, Braden was trying to feed it back into one of his teammates, and yet we go into the next cycle. Blue Frontier, oh, they'll have to flip away as that one will not find pay dirt.
Hey, that was a that could have been a great play, to be honest with you, is if Blue Frontier just whiff it as he did, and then Braden and Sad River connect the pass, that would have been great play. They didn't, so obviously it's gonna be a what if only. And what if Super Duper Aaron just goes and dribble against every single player on the opposing team and gets a goal? What if that happens?
What if Super Duper Aaron continues to just reign supreme from upon their MVP throne? And what if Lincolnton has the ideas of stardom for a second straight state championship? What if? But 100 seconds comes up, and what if for Cab Tech starts being what is, and right now being down 1, they have to be able to fight hard. Same kind of link-up structure between them as Sad River and Braden are looking to at least get connections one up in a piece. Blue Frontier really being exposed right now by Lincolnton.
There we go. Cap Tech trying to push forward. It's going to be Super Duper Aaron from the wall. I mean, the boost tech of this guy, it's infinite. And now he's able to do the pass and not this again. Not this again, getting the shot. And I mean, just reading Super Duper Aaron perfectly. What a way to connect between these two players. Lincolnton just showing up here. I mean, they are showing why they were that great last season and why they remain so good this season here. When playing against a Cap Tech that had been solid up until now.
Got players that are really your lightning in a bottle, and apparently that lightning is trying to strike twice in the form of Aaron. Oh, the dish. Nearly finding the second man who screams from the opposite side, and then a counter play that does develop as the third man not ready for. I think that was Uferbot that was retreating to their near side post, and Cab Tech between Sad River and Braden just isolating them and forcing them to have to jump early.
A bit of a tough one for Uferbot because he was on that ramp of getting down of the wall, and it's really tough to jump from that one. So, unfortunate for him. He has to, unfortunate, but at the same time, if you're a player, you gotta be watching out where you step on the wall, so you can be able to jump every single time. So, 30 seconds left here, and let's see if Cap Tech is able to equalize this match, get a third goal, and move over to the overtime. But Lincolnton just keeping control of the ball here in the midfield. Cap Tech moving the ball away. Braden has an opportunity. The ball is high. Braden has Blue Frontier waiting for the pass, but great one by Super Duper Aaron, just getting the clear. Now 2 seconds left. Another time it was Aaron that this again hitting the ball, and it's going to the net. But Super Duper Aaron being there as a goalie, defending that shot, not allowing Cap Tech to equalize, and they get the win here on the first match.
How sneaky of a first game this was, Chamaco, because honestly, when you look at the stats, it looks pretty dead even. It felt like there was a lot more control by Lincolnton for the majority of this game, but they did not secure it completely, and that allowed this Cab Tech squad from their team from up and down the field to at least have a chance. And that redirect, it nearly connected. It nearly found the goal line, and honestly, I would think if I'm Lincolnton A, that I'm ready to go against Cab Tech, because they may actually feel like, okay, you know what? That got away from us, but we have a chance, and then it could be a spark of confidence coming into game too.
Yeah, I agree with you that Lincolnton maybe had more control of the ball, but at the same time, every single time that Cap Tech was able to get control of the ball, they were attacking very well. And the duo from Sad River and Braden, it's still strong even against this Lincolnton squad. So yes, they still have a chance here. Let's see how they do on the second game. It's Lincolnton here. A little bit of a miscommunication, not this again, and Super Duper Aaron just being on the same space at the same time. Even though physics says that's impossible, they actually managed to do it there.
They sneak into the fourth dimension and they take up the same place in time. But you've not been incorrect at all about between both Sad River as well as Braden. That's been the main offensive output, and yet the gap has developed. I think some level of bumper cars and maybe a defensive rotational miscue as Braden got really confident, but then got bodied, I believe, by Uferbot, so they weren't able to rotate in time. So Lincolnton, if they can't develop a normal offensive, then just get rid of the defense and make it easier.
That was a beautiful by Uferbot, definitely getting the bump, and he was going for the bump again. This time against Blue Frontier. Brayden gets a clear. Bot is super duper Aaron just waiting for it. Moving forward, he gets denied. Uferbot waiting for the ball patiently. He had a lot in the tank, but he decided to slow it down. Not mad with the decision. Brayden now for Sad Rivers. Brayden with an open net. Super duper Aaron not able to get it, and Brayden is able to connect and get that goal.
Oh, that was unfortunate for, I believe that was Uferbot, who just couldn't come up with a better part of that. And so you left, even Super Duper Aaron is a bit mortal as they're on an island. No, it was not this again. They didn't come up with a better part of that piece of the ball. So Brayden has been able to take some stellar shots on net. Sad River, much the same, trying to drop it down, and yet the Wombo combo is there. You're not going to commit a Blue Frontier. They don't want to step out of their own territory. This will lateral over into safer waters, and this is what I was afraid of. Lincolnton allowed the tiniest bit of motivation to develop for Captech, and they've been able to keep this one pretty even.
Yes, the only thing Captech is missing now is being able to put pressure from all three players, right? As we have seen, Blue Frontier stays all the way back, and then there's some situations where maybe you want that pressure to continue a little bit longer, but you're not going to have that from Blue Frontier. He's just way back, just waiting for things happening, just making sure that there's no ball surprising them, which is good, it's great, but at the same time you miss the opportunity to attack very strongly. And that's not the case with Lincolnton. You see how they actually send everyone up front if needed. Uferbot going that way. You see Super Duper Aaron just ready for that ball, and not this again. He was midfield, grabbing some boost and being ready in case Super Duper Aaron will not make the shot. Then he will continue to play and keep the offense going.
And if that's one of the few assignments that you are given to Blue Frontier, they actually miss that from the backboard. That's something that they must be disciplined enough to go and find. And so Lincolnton does get that second goal. And like you said, it thins up your offensive playbook. You don't have the ability to have elongated rotations unless your twos rotation between Brayden and Sad River just that good. But the handoff that goes up from Super Duper Aaron is finished off. Not this again. Well, I think they're happy that this happened again.
Sad River. He was trying to go for the ball, reading the corner. Tough one to read. I mean, he had it was the right idea. He had to go for that one, and then this is unfortunate. This is bad. The kickoff win by Uferbot, and no one there on the net to get there. Blue Frontier just too slow. That was a spin flick, was it? I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was, but yeah, definitely way faster than Blue Frontier. And you know, that's something that you have to keep in mind. If your teammates can or can't spin flick, then there's a chance that they're gonna lose some of those kickoffs, and you can't go for boost in those situations. You gotta be waiting for the possible beat and be ready to defend the net.
Yeah, that's very true. You got to make sure that you kind of understand, all right, are they just that much faster than us from the kickoff, or are we able to maybe win at least a single touch? This is going to float dangerously nearby. So nearly a second consecutive kickoff goal between these two teams. Captech did get one back, and now it's going to be up to both Sad River and Brayden to take that offense, no matter how one-dimensional or otherwise that it is, and develop it in less than 2 minutes and get two back, because Lincolnton, as soon as they smell weakness, they bury you, and that's being done by Uferbots. Big oofs on the chat as they've found a fifth.
One of the best bots in Rocket League, Uferbot here. Hard to tell what's going on there. It seems like Blue Frontier was expecting the ball to be pulled a little bit stronger by gravity, but that's not how gravity works. It stays the same the whole time. So just a STEM class for you guys by Chamaco09, you know, appreciate it.
Professor Chamaco.
Dr. Professor.
Dr. Professor Chamaco. But very true. I mean, that's again getting used to timing, and it's what we kind of talked a little bit before when we were looking at Jackie Chan's team. I mean, Blue Frontier is in a role position. They've been pretty much from the back third of Captech's field, and that gives them less time to get used to pace whenever you're looking for offensive connections. They're kind of left to wiggle on the goal line and then look for some of these challenges, and that's making some frustration comes up from Sad River and Braden. A shot nearby, and it will clang off the interior post, and I see wide open net before Blue Frontier manifests out of the corner.
He got it. He got opportunity here. At least to go for the pass. He didn't even steal the boost. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. Now, not this again. Has the opportunity to go for the pass in the center. And Uferbot tried his best, but he couldn't do anything about it. Now, it's Blue Frontier to Braden. Braden moving forward. It's going to be an impossible shot here. Denied by Super Duper Aaron. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. 3 goals advantage for Lincolnton. They're going for the fourth one. I mean, for the fourth of lead, right? To get a lead of fourth. That's. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Going for the 6th goal didn't happen. Braden now shot nowhere. I mean, that wasn't a shot. That wasn't a pass. It did nothing. Not this again. Now pushing the ball forward. But this is gonna be it. Another goal for Captech, but a little bit too late. I'm sad that it ended this way because I feel like Captech really could do a little bit better against Lincolnton, but Lincolnton was just supreme every single time. You know, they played great all the time. They never falter. Captech has its ups and downs, and Lincolnton was able to pick on those little mistakes. You know, just noticing that maybe Blue Frontier was a little bit lower on skill level, and just abuse that a bit more than I wanted to see.
Yeah, it's a more balanced effort from Lincolnton. Your state champions stay undefeated in group stage play. If you didn't put the math together of what that graphic looked like, well, there you go. There's the outcome. But they stay perfect from the previous. And I think Captech has a neat idea of what they want to do for their identity offensively. Obviously, Braden and Sad River, that's your main proponents for success. And then it's up to Blue Frontier. They really need to elevate what they want to do from that third man position. It can't exist as far back as that. And I think some extra coaching, and they have some extra time to really think about what they want to do to it, because both these teams have qualified going into this Thursday's bracket stages. And I'm excited to see what maybe more we'll get out of Captech as they try to redesign some of these going forward.
Me too. And I mean, Thursday is going to be exciting. Tomorrow we're going to have more action still. It's still more group stage action, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got
So,
groups. Yeah, so many groups. There's way too many groups, I swear.
No, I digress. I think it's the right amount of groups. Okay, we're gonna be watching all of them. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we have 100 teams here. That's I mean, brilliant. It's great. Again, the schools are giving them the opportunity to participate in this. That we have VESL doing this, and then we have the players actually committing to be in these situations. I think it's great. I love it, and I mean this is you guys don't see it, but this is just the stepping stones for esports in high school, you know, to get even better in the future.
And we appreciate you guys being able to take those big steps with us. And of course, it's been a great night. Chimako, you've been fantastic as always to be in the booth with. And thank you over to Blasky, who was our producer, able to hang out with us. But we're going to be going into the finality of the broadcast. Make sure to follow this VESL GH channel as well as the main VESL GG channel, and check them out on Twitter as well, or whatever you want to call X or something. Tomorrow, we're going to have Vaudable, Novanta, Chimako, and Pyro taking up all of the mics. So make sure that you guys have a fantastic evening. We'll see you next time.